Oh. Why are we in the wrong order? Okay, we're live. Firstly, as I went live,
Hmm.
I have learned
Oh,
that their cameras are in the wrong because you changed your nickname
I
Yes,
changed my
yes.
username.
in Discord.
I'm
I'm
Okay.
an
Sorry.
Appalucci.
Yes. I also
Okay.
reading the complications from surgery. And you can just die. That's just one of them.
I'm sure it's not.
We move everyone around.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is fine. It won't. Oh no, it's just lagging. Okay, in that case, I'll close that. Okay. Either way, our cameras will be. It's been a bit. You guys talk. I fix things in the background.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Last time we hired some rats to break into some guy's house.
Mm-hmm.
We successfully broke into some guy's house because of the rats. Found
Yes.
a bit of a goo man in the basement.
With the goo man's help, we killed the man whose house we broke into.
Well, not really the
Accidentally,
Goo Man's
due to-
help.
Well,
With the goo
we
man
got our way to a
sacrifice.
room, we got to the puzzle, and then the owner of the house showed up in the basement in a bathrobe.
Yeah, and his PJs.
Yeah.
He was like, I was
We
just gonna
killed
go check on my treasure.
Yeah,
Totally
so
normal thing people who
obviously-
have their own vaults do.
Obviously, what you do when you're breaking and entering is murder the owner of the building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kill all witnesses.
On the other hand, we then successfully got in the vault, got all of the loot, got all of the loot from the bedroom, and are now contemplating the other places that we can teleport around to, because why stop when there's still more to loot?
Yeah, this
Yeah, I
is
mean, like,
probably
at
gonna be our
least
last
start-
chance, honestly.
Yeah, we're not gonna be allowed back into.
Yeah, because it'll be a crime scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
So, I believe we stopped just as you guys were about to, I was told, to touch a fish. That's not a metaphor?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna touch the flying fish.
Perfect.
So if we're back in the office again, we were told that there were a couple of robes in the cupboard. I do want to pull those out
Yeah.
and, get them back so that we can carry more loot out. But yes.
Always important. Turning robes
we
into
go to
makeshift
study.
bags, basically.
It's as old as adventuring itself.
Yeah.
It's the
believe it.
getaway
Yes.
hammock. I have 3
Yes.
spears. That makes 2 10-foot poles-ish. You tie some arms around the spears, and you've got a getaway hammock that can crawl through the rat hole.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where were we writing down loot? That would be a good question,
It's in
right?
the chat, so here, let me
I
get-
forgot we have the best system. We just loosely type it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Much
I
like
don't
my
know if
character
we're-
sheet, which is so well done.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Uh,
The orbs of warp class, where we wanted to bring lots of them, but also they were huge.
Oh yeah, we got
They were like
bombs.
basketball sized. They're basically
We got-
mutation bombs. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Horrifying
know.
mutation bombs.
That's- All this stuff, I think.
Is that a warp gas? All right. Ooh, there's a D4x10 table.
So
Oh,
maybe
do you
bring
have
the
that in
warp.
your supplement?
Yeah, issue 2 has the warp gas table.
Oh yes, it's full of interesting results.
Yeah, it's a D4x10 table, which is always great. Everyone loves.
You could breathe underwater or gain free armor or get an extra arm. Everyone wants a spare arm.
Wait, how many
This
good
one's
things are on the
just-
list versus bad?
Oh, it's pretty
About
50-50.
Is it? I thought it was like
Oh.
a third. You can communicate telepathically with those willing.
I might be huffing some warp gas.
Yeah. Each day you can
This-
produce a cloud of sleep spores.
Ooh.
All right, when
Listen,
a
I'm just gonna give my
character-
guy
wait,
anxiety. That's
Wait, when a character inhales warp gas, they make a body check. If they fail, they become goo.
Ooh.
That's straight up.
If they
Right
s-
off the top, there's a body check. If you fail, you're goo. If you succeed,
Okay.
you mutate. Not all the mutates are
Ooh.
good, but you must succeed the body check or
It's
be goo.
fine.
And you got to roll
No.
under your body to succeed, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So I have 2 bodies, so I'm not
No
doing
warp.
that.
No warp gas for you.
No
You
warp
will
gas.
be goo.
I will stick to my ink, thank you.
Yes. Warp gas is apparently superheated ink.
Oh yes. We learned that
Yeah,
last
it
time,
is
I
ink
remember.
that becomes superheated. You could grow horns, gain
You could grow
echolocation.
horns. You could also grow slimy.
You could turn into a child.
Child is a good one. You are a child
You could
now.
get literal glass bones. That's fun. You take
Ooh.
double damage from falling and blunt damage.
Ooh, so you just turned into Samuel L. Jackson's character from Glass.
Yep. Ooh, forehead tendril. You can touch an incapacitated creature's forehead to wipe their memories.
Ooh, that would have been very useful.
Yep. So yeah, you have options as long as you don't die.
Yeah.
Who has a high body?
No.
Who's gonna roll the dice?
Body 3.
One.
Marissa?
One.
We're so weak.
Yes.
Yeah.
We-
I've been
we are
putting all
not-
my points in other things and specifically avoiding body for the fun of it.
I have Archive 6.
You could become, at results 2.2, covered in eyes. You can't be surprised while awake.
You're also covered in eyes.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a good trade-off.
You see, to be covered in eyes, as we learned, it takes 15 drops to make an eye. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of drops we could take if you take out all
That's a
those
good point.
eyes.
Can you imagine being turned into a living eye farm?
Oh dear.
And with
That
that note,
character-
I think you put away the warp gas and say never again. You're still carrying
Never
it, but
again.
you're not gonna huff it.
Well,
No,
we're
we-
not
we
really
put it in the
carrying
tunnel.
it. Yeah, it's in the
Okay,
tunnel.
that's fair.
With
We
yeah.
could sell it to the bug people
Perfect.
for terrorism.
The one
mean,
that says you have
they
a
probably love
balloon-like
that.
skin bag is
Yep, you can inflate
concerning.
it to float around.
Ooh.
Fine.
You see, these are all just ideas for the Fleshcrafty book.
Yeah, we
That's
should also use the
fair.
we should also use the interlude rules, by the way, for this next downtime.
I thought we did at the beginning of last downtime. We just got a 6.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. We were just real lame. We were just a lame
We're just
interlude.
boringly lucky. Okay.
All right. We go to the study.
You go to the
We
study.
fish.
You press
Yeah,
the fish.
We touch the
One
button.
at a time.
I got a
as
big
you
glaive.
the first you teleport in. The group of you one after the other, and inside is, in fact, a study.
Sort of got the
Right.
Panthers up here.
No, he's in the tree.
Yeah, he sleeps in the tree. You
Sleeps
checked.
in the tree.
You
So hopefully
already
this tree-
researched that. I'll double check.
So that's why we don't go down the stairs from his bedroom, because that's where the tree is.
I'm gonna double check, but I think it's empty.
I mean, the
There's nothing
golem
in the
is
study?
usually.
I mean, empty of people.
Well, the golem never goes.
Mm.
The golem doesn't go up past the bottom floor ever. So
And it's the middle of the night, right?
No, yeah, it's middle of the night. Golem will go to the pool garden, but then he'll come back down. But that's like in the middle of the day that he does that.
Yeah.
okay, I didn't even remember him going to the pool garden. All right.
Perfect. So the study inside. Here we are. As you could see from the outside, the ceiling of the tower was glass, and now you're on the inside of that. There's a glass skylight above you. If it was morning, there'd be probably shining sun. In this case, you can see the night relatively clearly outside, looking up. There's a simple meditation mat in the middle with a ceramic censer. You also see a desk, a workbench, and a small stone pedestal bearing a silver conch shell. That's where you teleported next to, and as you know from your last time, that will teleport you back. But yeah, you don't see anything obvious like laying out, but there is, a workbench and a desk and a meditation mat in the middle.
without touching, can we see if there's anything on the workbench or the desk that
Work-
looks
yes.
valuable?
So the desk has some drawers, but there's nothing obviously on top of it. The workbench is covered with metal rods, rubber tubes, and chips of what look like quartz and void glass. You've been working on a puzzle box, right, Felix?
Yes.
Then you know already the amount of materials here are enough to start creating a puzzle box without the cost. So if you want to make a second puzzle box at some point in the future, this will jumpstart you.
Nice.
You looking through it, there's a few other things that you see. These are all covering the workbench. There's a ceramic pot with some like chewable substance in it of some kind, a chewing drug.
So this-
Like tobacco, but like not tobacco. It's like a weird drug.
There's a thing you chew.
It's a thing you chew.
I mean, the
Is
guy
that
got up
weed
every
bark?
day and put on his confidence perfume. So
That's true. He
That's
did have
true.
confidence.
He did have
perfume.
confidence. Yeah. You also see. Let me double check. Okay. You also see a
I forgot
fully,
about the confidence
Yeah.
perfume.
you see a fully completed puzzle box, an Electrum dodecahedron, aka I'm pretty sure that means D20.
Yeah, it's a D20.
You find a D20 made of Electrum inscribed with strange symbols. I think by default you have to like decipher the puzzle box.
Yeah, you have to decipher it
I-
as like a downtime.
Yeah, I don't think you know what it is,
But it's a free spell
It's
a free
spell.
if you grab it. So
Exactly.
even if it's like a
Only-
once a week spell, because you get the one cast.
Per downtime, I think.
Yes.
But that's good enough that you get
Yeah, that's
like
good
a
enough.
fireball in your pocket.
Well, maybe it's the spell he used on us, that like giant
Mm.
AoE shit.
Anyway, it's a
Exactly.
free spell in
Oh,
our
yeah.
pocket.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
a free once per mission. Like, all right, roll the d20 and
Yep.
Yeah, I'll
You're
start
good.
fiddling with the Rubik's Cube. That's what I'll
Perfect.
start doing.
During downtime, you can do that. There's also something else you find.
do we figure out what the warm metal jar is?
I don't remember. That's just that was
No.
at the end. It
That
was
was
like
at the
in the
end.
vault.
It was. It's a full lidded jar, so I don't think you've opened the lid yet, unless you want to.
No, we said
No.
this jar is warm. Something is wrong here. We're taking it, but also no.
Perfect. But you
Yeah,
left it.
we
you-
don't
you
open it
otherwise
on the job.
Untouched it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. The last thing you see is a like piece of worked like cut gemstone like void glass prism, glowing a crimson, a like dark red crimson glow. And you, especially again, Felix, might recognize this, but also maybe a bit of I cannot read your character names.
You forgot my really good character name.
Well, like the overlay
You're
is so
you're
I'm trying to
Panucci.
read the overlay. The overlay is so small on my end that I can't actually read the text on it right now.
It's
Panucci.
Panucci 153.
Colin might also recognize this is a spirit prism.
Ooh, that sounds vaguely familiar.
Yes, me too. What's a spirit prism?
So, spirit prisms are often used by the ear, the bug people, because they can't use magic through ink inhalation. Instead, what they do is they somehow lure minor elemental spirits and trap them in pieces of void glass and use them to do their bidding when needed.
So it's a genie.
Not as powerful as a genie, but yes.
Like a magic item genie.
Yes.
Is it usually keyed to a person? AKA, if we pick it up, is whatever is in the void glass immediately going to know you're not the person I talked to last time and set off an alarm? Or is that not common knowledge?
You do not know. If you want to, you can try to roll archives with disadvantage because this is very esoteric to know it. I think the only reason you can even attempt to roll with disadvantage is because you've been making friends with the bug people.
Is this anything that would be traded?
I don't think so. Like,
Damn.
this is usually something that people will do for themselves. Like, it's like a puzzle box, kind of. Like, you don't. It's not as hard to ascertain and determine, but it's personal, usually.
Mhm.
Without touching and just trying to think and know what it is, my disadvantage didn't matter. I did not get it below my 5.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You don't know exactly how it works. What you do recognize and think though is that the spirit that you have trapped in this shard is a spirit of blood.
Right.
I think
I will
we
like
grab that
stare at it from
last.
this far away, but I'm not going to pick that up anytime soon.
You said the desk had drawers.
The desk does have drawers. I
I'm
assume
gonna
you
try
open
and
them.
go through the drawers.
Okay.
Are you sure the can I see if there are any traps before anyone opens a drawer?
Roll to discover. Is that archives as well? I don't think that's notice. Let me know.
I don't know. One of my talents is traps though, and another one is stealth.
Then you'll have advantage on whatever you do roll. Um,
If it's archive or agility, it's the same thing. So, and those are the two that makes most sense.
I think if I remember right, checking for traps will. So there isn't a perception check roll. Checking for traps will. You just say that you check for traps. If you and I will ask how you do that, and usually you'll find them. I might sometimes ask for a roll to not trigger the traps by depending on how you detect them. Like I tap my feet gingerly on a pressure plate to see if it's trapped. I might ask for an agility roll to not trigger the pressure plate or something like that.
Fair.
But I think in this case, I will just say there are no traps.
All right,
Any of the
yours are
drawers
yours.
locked?
Yeah. Spirit prisms are an open-ended scroll.
Basically, yeah, you just tell it you want you
You
ask
you
the spirit to
you
do a spell like effect, and it will do it.
Oh.
like
And
we have a spirit of blood, so like I would like his blood to be a cement now. And then the spirit goes, maybe.
yeah, and
And
the
then
spirit
we see what
decides
happens.
if it wants to do it or not.
So is that like a mask?
No, it's its own roll. It's not a stat roll. The spirit rolls to
Oh.
determine
D6.
if it cares
Yeah.
what you ask.
You get a chunk of
And
void glass, and you trap a guy in it, and then when you need it, you whisper to the guy, like, hey, can you help
yeah.
me? And then the guy decides without any input from you.
So
And
if
what was
as
that
long as you
roll?
have a few drops of ink, you'll always get the spell effect. Some of the
Nice.
time you will lose the spirit, and sometimes you will keep the spirit and be able to use it again later.
Okay. So yeah, like a spell
Sorry.
scroll.
Yeah. But instead of a spell, it's a random
Yeah.
magical dude in
It's a
there.
random, yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes the spirit will leave, but the gem will stay intact. Sometimes the spirit will leave and the gem will like disintegrate. It can vary. So sometimes you can like, okay, so I'll have the gem. I'll use it to trap a
Okay.
different spirit later.
So
But it's very open ended.
spirit box
Yeah.
of
It takes a
blood.
downtime to fill him. If only I wasn't doing the stupid fleshcraft because we got the scroll, this would be a fun one to like focus on for an alt wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Just
It doesn't
like
even
I
have to
have
be
a
a
bunch of.
wizard. You just need a few drops of ink, and otherwise, anyone can use it.
Yeah.
It's just a dude.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
gonna
this
go.
seems way better for you than being a warlock.
It's a lot harder though. It just
Yeah.
you spend a downtime action to get one charge, basically. Well,
I
to
know,
get probably one.
And
but
last
it
time I only got
feels.
one downtime action, so
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. What are in the drawers? Because
So
they're not trapped. So I'm
they're
just
not
gonna
trapped.
start
They're not
pulling
locked. You
drawers.
open them up. Inside, there's a bunch of documents in a language that I'm not sure you understand, but you have seen before. So I will describe it as Lamaic.
Lamaic script?
Yes.
Yes, I have Lamaic script as a language.
Oh, perfect. Excellent.
I'm a learned scholar, sir.
So, looking through these, you see 3 documents. One is a shipping contract between House Setru, which is the house that this guy is a part of, and
Mhm.
the Electrum Archive itself, the titular organization. Signed by both Rodal Setru, the head of, and head archivist Josiah. So basically, the leaders of both factions agreed to trade with each other. House, what the contract describes is that House Setru's airship, which is I think we've discussed this a couple of sessions ago. They have one of the few surviving ancient airships still like running and being used in trade. It's been hired to transport supplies, archaeological equipment, and a handful of fresh archivists to the camp near the ruins of Maldrazagar in the Ruinlands. So basically, from looking at this, it looks like the Electrum Archive is gearing up for like a Maldrazagar is like the ancient. It's like ancient Rome, kind of less ancient to us. A few hundred years ago, big city, everyone lived there, destroyed, everyone fled. Now they live here and other places around the land. Apparently, the Electrum Archive is gearing up for a dungeon delve there.
Okay.
All right. Information trading. Maybe it'll
Mhm.
help the ear get better and therefore let me have their faction buff.
Oh, sorry. You can't use someone else's puzzle box.
No, I have to
You have
decipher
to
it.
decipher it first, I believe.
No,
Learn
like
this-
you can take the spell
You can
out
learn
of
the
it,
spell, yeah, that's how it works. You don't. Yes,
but you don't get the free puzzle box.
that's correct. The puzzle box, like you learn the spell and it becomes a personal spell for you. But you don't get the free spell from it. That's why you also have free puzzle box components there to craft your own.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I don't have that in a handout. It's just page. It says page 35, but I don't have that.
Okay, we'll talk about it during downtime, I think.
Mhm.
Because there's also 2 other documents. One is an
Yes.
unsigned note that mentions that the airship that was mentioned is to fly 3 times between Bara Mar, where it is, I'll double check, and Titan Port over the next 3 months, each time taking various trade goods to Bara Mar and bringing nothing but 18 people and some supplies back to Titan Port each time.
That
Okay.
sounds like
Weird.
a plot.
Yes.
Um,
Good thing we're just robbing this man and aren't involved in any other capacity.
exactly.
Yes, good thing he's still going to have all of his schemes because he's not dead.
Nope.
Oh, wait.
Uh,
I only have the physical copy of the Electrum Archive. I don't have the PDF copy of Book 1. Here we go.
Oh, what are we looking up in book 1?
Bara Mar. I'm trying to look it up because I double checked in Book 2. It's only mentioned here.
Is that a faction?
It's here we go. I found it. This Bara Mar is the city of towers in a region known as the Moral Delta.
Ah,
So
Egypt.
very
no.
jungly, actually.
Not Egypt.
Okay, so
Yeah. The city, here we go. This is what you would know, I think, between all of you and your talents. The city is controlled by House Nalu, a different trade house, and functions as a trade hub for the region. There's other things in there as well, but the stuff that you would care about for this potential plot is House Nalu, a different trade house that I don't believe actually has strong.
Yeah, they're not in the Delta. Not the Delta.
They're not in Titan's Port much.
Yeah, Titansport, where we all live and have been real poor, so haven't left.
Basically, yeah. They're an external house from outside the city, and they seem to be conspiring in some way with House Setru. Third note you find is a report from a House Setru lieutenant named Irvanu, who describes a newly uncovered elder ship he was sent to explore in the Electrum Sea. The report details that they successfully mapped most of the ship and that they found a large alien creature still suspended in stasis. The lieutenant asks
That's
for
fun.
permission to order his squad's warlock to break the stasis and attempt to tame the creature, arguing it could be a strong weapon to have under their control.
Mm,
I'm sure that's fine.
That's the third note.
Yeah, that's not going
cool.
to go bad.
So, here we go. Yes, because if I know anything from alien movies, it's you always want to try and take the alien as a slave of some sort.
It'll be fine.
It never ever goes wrong. Aliens are very, very domicile. See
Yeah.
Alien, Predator, The Thing.
Yeah. They all have happy
Um,
endings where everyone's friends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's what you find. That's everything you find. I don't think there's anything else in this room. What do you do?
No.
I mean, we could leave the room, but I think at this point we're pushing our luck.
Yeah, I think we just
The only
grab.
other thing I can think of to steal is the golem itself, and that feels
That's gonna be probably
unwise.
impossible.
If we're going to lose at least 2 warlocks in stealing the golem.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
many are you willing
And
to?
this
How many
one's got some
warlocks do you
good
ante
spells.
in?
Oh god.
Yeah. I'm willing to supply endless warlock bodies. I just don't know if we have the time.
Mm,
That's fair.
yeah. Listen, I have 4 names already on my list for for family members. I could just start churning them out.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, the ancestral spell of keep one of them.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
no,
but
I
The only
think that this
problem is that you know too many spells to be ablative anymore.
yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
could be ablative when you had your first spell, but like
No, now I
you
have
have inhaled
3.
so much of our group's profits that it's
Listen, I started with Vortex of Blinding Fire, and then I sucked up Prison of Avenging Memory and Steam Silhouette. I'm very useful.
Fair.
right. So I
and
think
now
that
we're
it's
gonna
time
get
to
soft pillows or whatever from
Soft
this
pillows.
from the puzzle box.
Yep. Cushion of
Yeah.
pleasant dreams or something.
Mm. Yeah, I think do I
Bog
have an
soup.
idea? Do I have an idea, like, with these notes, how much this information would go for with, my talents of influence, politics, and trade?
Yeah, I would say this might be masks. Allow me to double check the stat definitions again.
the other thing I'd love to check is there any other hidden in compartments in the room?
Um,
Because
this
this is
will
a
actually be an
real
archives check. Masks might be to successfully sell it without like endangering yourself, but
Mm.
archives would be to like know where and how much for, etc.
Perhaps my companions could put our heads together and use their big archive rolls
You have
instead of.
advantage.
Yes, but my archive is 2.
That's fair.
We have advantage on this roll.
You do because of one of Felix's talent for politics and trade.
For-
Politics, the big
What do
one.
you call it?
For looting
definitely
the
not my
room.
talent for that, but yes. Okay, advantage on knowing how to sell this info.
Yeah.
I'm also a librarian. Um,
I don't think that's like the opposite of selling information. That's the thing.
Just give it away for
Mm.
free
I was kicked out of the library for
for like
Farside
Never.
Comics.
Oh, comics.
It was like comic strips and waste of resources.
Perfect.
They didn't understand.
Well, that's a success, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Perfect. So, looking at
but
everything here.
I was kicking around and like pulling the rug up while they were going through the desk.
Okay. So this wasn't to find out what's up with the documents. It was to do something else.
I thought we were looting the room, like their secret compartments.
We were doing two things at the same time. One
Yeah.
was looting the room for secret compartments. The other was checking to see if these documents were worth any money.
Oh, I was
Yes.
doing the documents thing because that's
Okay.
my area.
And I will be kicking in things and moving the rug to see
All
if
right.
there's
Yes,
anything.
I'm glad
So-
we sorted that out. That's your area.
Yep.
Mhm.
Robbery.
Bringing the documents that you have to House Ker Onar, the de facto ruler of this place, of Titanport, is again unofficial ruler. Basically, they're the merchant. It's supposed to be like it is a merchant council, but House Ker Onar has been in charge, but has recently, over the last couple of years, been increasingly having trouble with House Setru, and they're starting to like butt heads a bit. So they are probably the most interested in these plans and plots or clues to them, and are the most likely to like pay you for them.
Would this solve my bug people problem of this Prince Onyx, Sumless Princeton, and favoring specific merchant houses?
It would advance that, yes. It wouldn't probably solve it by itself, because you don't have a smoking gun. You have some smoke in the distance.
Okay. What would do I need to roll anything for looking for a secret compartment in here?
Nope, there are no secret compartments.
Well,
All right.
that was easy.
Then I say time to skedaddle.
Yes, it's like we've been in this tower for weeks on end.
Weeks on end.
Yep.
We also did spend like a week staring at it in the distance.
In one day. So like it's
Yeah.
it's like in character, yeah, we're done. I'm gonna tell you what the chew drug is. Sage's True. Chew is a dried bark of trees growing in that normally grow in the jungle of the Moral Delta, where that House Nalu that this whole thing is interested in. They rule. When chewed, the drug increases the user's ability to process abstract information and keep track of separate streams of them simultaneously, giving you advantage in archives check and reasoning-related social checks. But you also could get a debilitating headache.
It's Adderall. He
Yeah.
has.
Basically, yeah.
All right, cool. We got some Adderall.
I'm so
to sell
glad
to
this
some
guy
college
used
kids.
weird mystic drugs just at every step of his day.
Yep. How he got by.
He's like,
Apparently.
listen, I'm never hungover if I'm always drunk. That's what he's
I'm
saying.
always high, and there's never any side effects.
It's fine.
Is there anything we want to do to like poise his body or anything, or are we just going to say, like, are we going to try and make the hole hidden again, or is this we're stuck?
No, let's drag his body up to his study and just like prop him in his chair.
Wasn't he stabbed
well,
to death?
We already
He was-
brought him to his study.
He's
Yeah.
in his bedroom right now.
He's in his bedroom. I think what we do is
Pull
we
the sheets up over his face.
He's been
we bring him to where the
stabbed.
rats are. So it's like the rats got him.
You know, the rats could actually eat him. Just to be safe, if you're putting him next to hungry rats, you
Yeah,
will. You
you know
know
what?
what will happen. Just to be
That's
clear.
a good point. Feed him to the rats.
Feed him to the
Okay,
rats.
send him to the rats.
Yeah. And we get all of our loot, and we
That was
crawl
half
out
a
of the
warning, not
hole.
really a suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then we crawl out of a hole with our old robes full of looted garbage with guns sticking out of it. You
We
know,
have a
not
gun.
suspicion.
Very carefully between two spears. No, just to get the proper amount of extra weight instead of.
And then
Yeah,
we scream from the rooftops that we found treasure and it's
We
all
found the treasure.
ours. As we start leaving.
Let's
That's
skip
how we
that last
cover
one.
the escape. We celebrate. We start an impromptu parade for our treasures.
Let's maybe skip that step.
All right, and with that, so I
Parade of one, then.
assume yes. So I assume you go like hand in the blade that you were hired to steal?
Yes.
Assuming that we have somewhere safe to keep the rest of this loot,
I have a
let's deal
horse
with the
shack.
blade first.
I have a shack where I have tubes where I'm building a horse.
Oh, right.
You go to horse
Right.
shack.
A
So
stable, if you will.
Yeah, we
Ugh.
turn in the sword, and then we keep everything else.
Well, we'll decide what we could do with everything else one by one, because I think some of that is worth more money
Yeah,
than
that's what I
anything
mean.
else. But
Yeah.
yeah.
We just have a barrel of $200.
We
You have a
like
barrel of 200 ink drops, which is like $2,000 or something.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
I do think if anyone minds, I will take one of the warp class orbs and like crudely tie it up above my workstation for the horse as a like break-in trap. Like, if you rip the door open the wrong way, it just
Oh my-
drops warp gas on you.
Exactly what we found in the vault.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Makes
made
sense.
out of an old bucket and a bit of string, as opposed
It'll be
to
Um,
sophisticated puzzle system.
So the woman who hired you, she doesn't really identify herself. She didn't before much, but she does reward you with 60 drops each of
Ooh,
ink.
okay.
I do make sure to warn the rats that there is no danger here. Danger. Maybe leave, and then I leave them. Anyhow,
Yeah, they're on their own.
They'll probably leave.
Nice. I'm now at
Woo!
69 drops.
I'm
I
at
am
99
almost at
drops.
the point of needing another vial, and you are even closer.
I mean, yeah. And
Don't worry,
then
I'm
there's
gonna
the
spend a
barrel
bunch
of
of money on
200.
horse here.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a bunch of money too.
Perfect. So I think we'll go
All
into the
right.
interlude, unless there's something else you want to do first.
Yeah, who's grabbing what?
Um,
We got a 25 drop bracelet. We have 2 doses of confidence perfume. 5 orbs of warp gas. Like 5 chemical weapons.
Yeah.
I think for the bracelet, unless anyone really wants pretty jewelry, let's just sell the bracelet and get the 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm just
we'll
saying, as long as we're breaking it up, someone can get $25. Someone else can get confidence perfume.
what did the confidence perfume actually do?
Let me pull it
It
up.
made you cool and sexy.
it made you smell good.
So you okay. Dazzle Nomads.
So it's
Puff?
utterly
No.
useless then, hey?
Where's it called? I need to look. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look up the actual name of the drug.
I assume we're gonna split the 200 drops in the barrel.
I think we need to keep it in
Yeah.
the barrel. Is the
Dazzle.
problem though,
Okay.
because of the way money works? Like
So-
the 200 drop barrel, I think
Bury
has to
a
stay
barrel.
a
Yeah. So
has to stay a
Dazzle.
barrel.
Dazzle is a sweet smelling jelly that you apply to your skin. So it's like confidence pheromone cream.
It's a speed stick. It's a speed stick.
It's
Yeah.
deodorant.
Yes, deodorant.
Yes.
That's what a jelly is in this application.
Apparently,
it's a speed stick.
it's the Axe body spray as it performs in its ads or something. So yeah, it
Mind-altering pheromones,
For
giving
a-
advantage on social checks.
for a day, can be a
Yeah,
long
who
time.
wants Axe body spray?
So social checks is mask mostly.
Occasionally
I have
spirit, but yeah, usually masks.
I have mask 5, spirit 4.
I have mask at 6.
Right, I knew somebody else said that it was mask.
Yeah, wizard.
The wizard.
You
All
now
right.
acquired Axe
Deodorant.
body spray. You've now
wizard
acquired
gets-
Axe body spray.
Excellent.
Next item.
What's it called again?
5 orbs
Dazzle.
of warp glass.
How many uses?
We'll save those
You have
as
2 uses.
collective resources. Maybe in a future mission we will need warp gas.
Maybe we'll need warp gas in the future.
I
Metal
agree. Let's
barrel.
leave the metal barrel until we actually have a use for those drops, because storing them is
Yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah, storing drops is stupid, so we're gonna keep the barrel, even if we use all of the money in it, as just our personal safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
We need to find somewhere
and
to bury it.
lava hydra egg?
We have an old lava hydra
It's
egg.
petrified. Hold on, I believe the words in the book are probably dead. Yes, but it's worth 90 drops if you sell it.
I assume it'd be a
Probably.
downtime to like do anything with it.
Probably more than one.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
my downtime project.
Yeah, back burner.
Yeah. Back burner.
War metal jar.
We
I'm
open the
assuming is-
jar.
All right, perfect. You open the jar, and loud, torturous screams start coming from the. Let's say stop.
Aren't
Once
we
a la-
glad that we didn't open it in the middle of the house?
Yep.
I open
Why-
it again.
Where
Loud,
was
torturous
that
screams
jar?
resume.
I close it.
Yeah, it comes
All
back.
right, so we have a torture jar.
You have a torture jar. You think to the right, rather sadistic curiosity purchaser, this could be worth 40 drops of ink.
Do we have need of a torture jar?
Not
It
really.
could be useful at some point, I think, if we're trying to pull off a distraction. Chuck the torture jar somewhere, hope that the lid comes off, and suddenly someone over there is
Yeah,
screaming.
we'll keep that. We'll keep the torture jar.
That's fine.
We also have a magic pendant.
Yep. The blue
Oh,
gemstone
and a
within it.
moonlight rifle.
So the blue gemstone pendant within it. The wearer of the pendant only takes half damage from spirits.
I think we hold that.
We'll save the anti-ghost.
Yep.
Um,
The moonlight rifle, I will put it's worth 135 drops.
yeah, we're not selling our real cool gun, okay?
Yeah.
No, you
The-
need to
it's
buy
Long
ammo
range.
No, you do
Shoot
not for
goes
this
in.
gun.
It shoots.
This
Not for
gun
this
charges
it shoots,
itself.
It charges itself
It
and
shoots
shoots
moonlight.
Yep.
It
Oh,
shoots
Wait,
moonlighted
that's
people.
So cool.
It shoots moonlight.
Recharge 3 during the day, 6 at night. That's cool. So wait, what? How does it work if you're like in a dungeon? Like, does it know
Every
it's
time you
daytime or
shoot,
nighttime?
you roll to see if it recharges.
Right, but does it know if it's day or nighttime, or does it just know if
No.
it's dark?
It
I'd
does, I
assume
don't
it
care.
just knows if it's day or night.
All right. Yeah,
It
that's
feels the moon vibe
It just
or
is
whatever.
at
I
night.
don't know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It doesn't recharge from the. It recharges from, I don't know, the soul of the moon or something, not the light of the moon.
Yeah. Moon aura, less actual visual contact with the moon.
Yeah.
Anyway, it shoots beams of moonlight at people
Yeah,
for
that's cool.
1d12 damage 4 squares away.
Yeah, that's great.
4 zones.
Okay.
Who is carrying it? I am actually brutally happy with my spears and, sling, though I will take it if no one else wants it.
I mean, I think Indigo wants it.
Yeah,
I want it, but we also don't have
Take it.
anyone else up front, so
Wait, do you want to? Are you gonna be up front or?
Yeah, that's
I'm
the big
not-
problem, is I need a meat shield to be useful.
Mhm. I mean, I could take the gun, but then I can't do magic. That's the problem.
Does magic need your
Why
Why
hand?
not?
I need an inhaler. I need to use my inhaler to do magic, and it's two-handed, right? Yeah.
Let me
Yeah, but you know what's
double
way
check.
cheaper for comment? You know what's way cheaper for combat? Moonlight.
Moonlight gun.
Way cheaper for combat if you don't have a good spell for the moment, or
That's
if we
true.
go into and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm out of money. Now you have a gun, and you don't
That's
need to get
fair.
close, and you can just shoot them.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome.
I'm waiting for the
All right,
ruling.
moonlight rifles, Colin.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the gun. It's
Yeah.
my it's my American way, brother.
See, the thing is, if I'm looking at the inhaler, the picture of the inhaler on the warlock, I believe you don't need your hand for it. It's just
My Bane? Can I do Bane style?
That's
yeah,
what the picture
that's what the
is.
picture is. Default, it has that.
You know what?
They're wearing like
If
a
you're
a
allowing
full
me,
mask.
then I will do it.
Yeah.
I don't care
Didn't
how
you
much
already
money-
say it was like a,
Yeah.
a weird
So-
glowy pipe?
Here we go. I see it now.
It's just a
The
pipe.
You
rules
just
are
like
here under
you just have
warlock.
to Popeye it.
You
You just
must
have to Popeye it and clip it in your teeth.
To cast a spell, you must have your inhaler in your body or hand slot. So as long as you have your inhaler equipped in body, you're fine.
Yeah, I would do that.
Perfect.
All right, goodbye, sword. You're going in
Need
the
swords when you have a really big gun.
need swords when you have a gun. Okay, so hands is the badass moonlight
Light
rifle.
rifle.
Damn, the assassin that I played before would have loved this.
Yep.
Yep. Too bad he died immediately.
Yeah, too bad he died immediately.
And this warlock almost died on the rescue mission.
Yep. Okay, let me get that. I mean, actually the weapon thing is like it's in the weapons like handout, so I don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Okay, next on the list.
Um.
The gem. Like who? So does Indigo want to take the gem because you're gonna be up front?
See, against spirits? How
Oh,
often
against
are we fighting
spirits. That's
ghosts?
fair.
I
I
mean,
feel like it's
we
better that I
kept the
have
spirit
light
dagger.
armor.
You did also
Yeah.
keep the spirit dagger. That's true.
We have too much stuff.
Yeah.
We got a lot of
What a
garbage.
problem to have. I
Don't
think
worry,
we
Who
you
has a
keep
can
it.
garbage?
spend a lot of it during downtime if you want, like, things.
I think we
Yeah.
keep it for now and decide what mission we're going on
Yeah.
next.
We
and
don't have a
that
need
kinda-
for them. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we have a rock brain.
Yeah. What does a rock
that's
brain
cool.
do?
Can I use it for horse?
Give it a rock
Memory
person
stone
brain.
of or oh, okay. I was like,
Oh
what
yeah,
are
it
you
was a
talking
memory
about?
stone. Oh, I wanted that. I want the memory stone. I remember now. I want another man's memories.
Yes. So, oh, okay. So there's actually one thing. This is interesting. Okay, cool. Let me check. Memory stones are not mentioned otherwise in this book. So I'm going to say that touching the memory stone gives you the memories because I don't see otherwise. Cool. So
It doesn't describe it in the loot. You had a whole thing about
so I
it.
know what it is,
Yeah.
but I have a thing about it. I know what this memory stone is. There's no rule. There's nothing I
Tell
can
you,
find
like,
about how
how it-
memory stones work.
Mm.
Either way, does anyone here understand Void Song or Eric as languages?
No.
No.
I wish.
Perfect.
I'd
Okay.
love to understand Eric.
So, you touching the stone, you are overcome with flashes of memory but there's like meaning and language and voices and words and during scenes that you don't quite understand. There's this person who it seems to be memories of someone who died in battle, quite some time ago. You think, you between the three of you, you probably piece together. They look like some kind of court advisor or important person in one of the nations of the Sunless princedom. You're not sure which one of the fractured princedoms down underneath the earth, but they were an important member of one of those from long ago.
If I can keep that, that
Yeah,
might be
you're all
real
about the
helpful.
bugs. You can have
Yeah.
the bug memory stone.
Thank
you
you.
can
Thank you.
you spend 60. You can sell it for 60 drops. If you find the right
No.
person, you might be able to sell it for 100 drops. But
Selling it is.
you
It will
also
solve my mercantile house problems somehow.
Yes.
You can use the
actually
stone to
might.
gain advantage on checks about Eric culture and history, right? So
Yes, you can. So but only if you understand Void Song or Eric.
you should probably learn your bug friend's language, right?
I'd
Yeah.
love to, but I don't actually know how. And
It's a
I would
downtime
assume it's
action to
just
learn a
downtime.
language.
yeah, I still need to take my downtime action to fix the problem that they got through growing bigger. I don't know, but if I manage to
just
do
to be
that,
clear,
I get
the
cool.
problem only the problem they got from growing bigger stops them from growing bigger again. Primarily, that's it.
It
It
also
also
stops
you from getting a
me
perk
from
from
getting
them.
the cool bonus.
That's true.
Yeah, which is kind of the point of growing
Yeah.
them bigger.
That's fair.
Mechanical perk, at least.
I'm gonna take the puzzle box ingredients and the finished puzzle box.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So who wants
I'm going to
chewy?
spend all of the money I can, so don't.
Yep.
Okay, who wants the
It's stuff-
Adderall, and then who wants the blood demon?
Oh, I want the blood demon. I don't get anything. I get the blood demon.
Perfect.
Take this the spirit box of blood. I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Spirit stone.
Spirit prism.
Prism.
Okay. I think
Spirit
that's all we've
prism
divided up.
blood.
Or did,
Yeah.
I
did,
think
did
we're
we determine
good.
who takes? There's one thing that we skipped over when we went to the spirit prism, right?
Oh, I said
The
the
Adderall.
Adderall.
Yeah.
Do we just want to sell the
Don't
Adderall?
all volunteer at once.
I vote
I
we
don't
don't
know.
sell. I think we have
We're gonna
enough
keep-
money at this moment in
Just
time.
keep it next to the warp gas. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be fine. It's in our pile in the corner of. I'm the only one with a location.
Yeah.
Shack.
It's my horse shack, now with a pile of extremely valuable loot that was once in a sealed vault. We have secured it with a chemical weapon.
Which admittedly is the same way it was secured before, but
But
somewhat
without the
better.
secrecy or the giant metal door.
Yeah.
Is
We
there-
just...
Is there rules to like buying real estate?
I don't think so.
No. I have a
It's
shack in a
fine.
field next to an abattoir.
Look, we'll make friends with the bug people and they'll loan us their garage, which is probably a little safer.
It's a hole in the ground. Their garage is a hole in the ground. They're bug people.
Excellent.
But I'm sure they'll be willing to loan it for us. I've handed out like 100 brochures.
So many brochures.
Excellent.
Anywho, now what do we do? Downtime.
Oh, interlude, right? And then downtime.
Yeah.
Yep. So, few things happen. Even before the interlude really. Actually, let's roll the interlude first. See what happens. There's one for the whole party, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Who wants to do the roll? It's just a flat DC. Oh, it says in the thing I should roll it. Should I roll it, or do you want one of you to roll it? I can roll it.
You roll it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can blame me.
Yeah.
We were going to do that anyway.
Whisper. You hear a rumor such as a rival's weakness or an elder artifact's supposed location or potential jobs in the area. All right, so I'm glad I already bought the next adventure. So, yeah,
To hear
you
about
would
the next
like
adventure
this.
that you're going to go on anyways.
You actually are equipped for this, and that's probably why it piques your attention. You hear about there's a different area. It's actually not that far away. Called the Rift. The Rift is a large canyon filled with half-buried elderships and ink tech. The largest eldership there is called the Chrome Leviathan. It's kind of like a bit of a legend amongst ink seekers. You hear probably more as you're like probably just hanging out and about town. Probably one of you hears that it is. You hear more details about it than you have for a while. After all of these years, still only the first few levels of the Chrome Leviathan have ever been properly explored. And what has been found has been whispers of some kind of elder creature that people are calling the Spider, but also lots of sightings of spirit-possessed holograms that seem to be keeping most ink seekers away. This would pique your attention, given that it's, relatively unlooted, and you have now multiple things good against spirits.
Oh, we're going to a spirit dungeon?
Yeah,
I'm
we could do a spirit
100% gonna be slapping off that big blue hand pendant for this one.
Excellent.
I'm so
And
glad
I
we
mean-
kept it and didn't immediately sell it.
Don't forget the ghost dagger.
And
The
and you have the ghost dagger that can steal
Charge,
spirits
uncharge,
to
charge,
Yep.
uncharge.
exactly. So that's what you hear about. It's not a specific job opportunity. Like it's not like someone comes and offers you a job, but you hear about more details when you're like, we could do that.
Yeah, we could totally do that.
We're
Yeah.
weirdly prepared for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you also learn a few other things in advance about the area. The rift, I'll put it how it's spelled. I'll put it in chat. But at the top of this canyon filled with crash ships, Maroon is a town and acts as a trade hub, capital of the region, home to like a bunch of like ink seekers. Like lots of them live there. Though most of them avoid this specific ship, and lots of them will delve into like the other ones that are less dangerous and smaller.
My backstory is spending time delving ships in the rift.
Perfect.
So
Then
I
you know
probably
it quite well. I
something
didn't
about
know that.
this.
Excellent. Then yeah, you might. Maroon was, if not Maroon, then somewhere like, if you didn't live there, you definitely traveled there several times.
Yeah.
It's the place
Like
here.
My joke I typed out is better being said than being read. Does Maroon have a Dagon? Maroon's Dagon. It's a Oblivion joke.
Yeah, I get it.
My computer did not let me play it.
Oh
It
yeah,
told me
no.
no.
I checked. Can I run it? And it said, "Ha ha ha, no."
The DirectX 12 or whatever, just like, you don't have this, and you cannot fix it.
I have the old 2009 Game of the Year edition only, so neither me nor anyone in my Steam family have bought it, and that's fine. I started Expedition 33 last night, and it is so far very interesting. That's it. So, anyways, that was a tangent.
Yeah.
Interlude is done. Now is downtime.
We learn of a weird
Bug
spirit
people.
dungeon with our name on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was the... So I've got a very skimpy note on what the bug people is. It's Prince is going to arriving here soon. He's favoring a specific merchant house. I know that we need to resolve the issues with merchant houses, have them pick one, no benefits until resolved. Do we
Yes.
have any more information on that?
So
Do I have
you
any
have
way
heard a
that I
bit
can
more
just
since then,
resolve
actually.
it?
Yes, actually, you have heard a bit more since then. This is something that you would probably piece together with everything that's happening. The prince arrives the day after your deadline and was presented with a void glass sword by the leader of House Caronar. A void glass sword that apparently had historical relevance to them, and he appreciated the gesture, and it actually helped with improve diplomatic relations a lot. So with this mission done successfully, that has been resolved automatically.
Woo!
Nice.
It solved itself, so I actually get a downtime action and hopefully a faction benefit that we can figure out at a time that's not now.
Yes. I was actually going to have a... Sorry, Indigo. I was going to make the faction benefit about the bug people be related to the spirit prisms that the bug people are known to use.
That's cool.
Yeah, whatever. You can make your own. I have my little blood
That's
buddy,
Blood buddy.
who will be integral in horse repair.
I'm fine with this.
Can we say for the puzzle box ingredients? Because I'm 2 out of 3 for my puzzle box. Does that just finish off my puzzle box without a downtime, or no?
No, you already paid for your puzzle box.
You previously
Yeah,
paid for
you
your
already
puzzle
paid
box.
for your puzzle.
Okay,
box
so I just don't
already.
have to pay to
The
do
next
another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Unless you roll bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think in your case, Marissa,
Mhm.
there is creating spirit prisms usually involve you needing to buy worked void glass, 20, 40, or 120, depending on what level. Oh, I'll let me double check. Okay.
Yes.
I'll double check what level you have for yours, because it didn't say what level, but it looks like it's automatically depending on the void glass. Here we go. So basically, the better cut the void glass is, the better cut the gem, the stronger the spell you'll get out of the spirit. And so I think for Marissa, you can get a discount to buy void glass for this effectively.
Any discounts for getting the void glass blade, which is definitely what I'm trying to spend all of my money on?
I'm going to say no, but I'm going to give you another option. You can choose between which thing you get. It's a permanent choice. Right now, I could. Okay, my mind is going through two things at once. So, firstly, let me answer Indigo's thing. It is a worked void glass, which means Indigo, you can do moderate potency spells. That's the strength of the prism. It's moderate. Worked void glass. It was just part of the description before, so I didn't know what it meant. But yeah, it's
Oh, that's not bad.
yeah, it's most standard spells. Marissa, you can't get a void glass blade benefit, I think. They
Well, we already established that I can get access to it through that, so that's
You
fine.
can get
I'll just
access to
table
it still,
this.
yes. But I don't think you'll get a discount to it. They're like the ear here are not warriors. They're tradesmen and diplomats for the most part. Like they're not if you go down into the princedoms underground and start establishing connections directly with someone who, like a faction that doesn't have an above ground branch and is actively warring, yeah, they're probably going to have a lot more weapon focus benefits.
Fair.
So the normal prices for Void Glass are 20, 40, 120 for minor, moderate, and major potency. If you took the discount, I think I'm gonna half is a bit much. I think, however, the 20 would go down to 10. The 40 would go down to
I mean, $10
25?
off.
$10 off is not bad. That's 50% off the cheap one for minor potency. I think the 40 would probably go down to 30. That would be 10 as well. But the 120 would probably go down to 90 instead.
Okay. And the other option?
The other option is something that warlocks can do by default, which is when you capture a spirit, you roll twice and choose which result to keep, of what type of spirit it is. So do you want that extended to you to just learn the techniques the ear use to capture?
To capture spirits in the void glass.
Yes. So there's two parts to it. Get the glass, capture a spirit in it. Sometimes the glass can be reused. Normally, you just roll a d20 when you capture a spirit to determine what type it is. If you like specifically find a location, such as a lava pool, you could capture a spirit of lava, for example. But without going out of your way to travel to a certain area, you have to just randomly hope what spirit it is.
And hope, yeah.
And if you warlocks by default can roll twice and choose. If you want, you can choose that instead.
Does that mean that basically if we have the warlock in the party who is willing to do this, there's not a whole lot of point in taking that?
If they'd spend their downtime doing it. That's kind of the thing. It's still trapping
I
a
think our
spirit
warlock
in a
has other
spirit
things to
prism.
do.
Yeah.
But then again, I really don't care about either of these. So I guess cheaper stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue helping them anyways, but yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
cheaper prisms.
Cheaper prisms. Okay. So you have 10. You have 10 off the first two levels and 30 off the final level of prism.
Yeah, there's so much downtime stuff I want to do, and the fact you only get one choice is good. It's a good like gameplay decision because I'm really thinking about like, do I work on projects? Do I do blah blah blah?
Yep.
Yeah, I assume you can't pay people to do downtime stuff for you if you have the money.
Not that I can find. Instead, you can pay lots of downtime actions. When it comes to factions, at least, you can, if you want to increase your relationship with a faction, it does better. I think the more you pay. No, it costs more the bigger the faction is, and you want to build an institution. Building them up costs more money the higher they are. I think Marissa you did a 40 before. To make them
You
from
told
small
me
to
now
middling.
that they are risen to level 4 significance. They hold
okay.
influence over the people of the city.
So you paid 80 before to raise them from middling to significant.
You can
Now you
hire
can
people
pay-
to help with downtime.
Oh, good.
To help or to do like a separate one?
So you can hire most of them, give you a +1 bonus to a downtime action.
Mhm.
The ones that do not do, there's two options that do not require a downtime action. The diplomat takes a downtime action for you, takes the alter disposition downtime action targeting a faction. You can just pay someone to do a bonus alter disposition if you hire a diplomat. You can
How much
hire a
money does a
merchant.
diplomat cost?
There we go. It's in a totally
35.
separate. It's in a section after downtime is where this is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called specialists. 35 drops to hire a diplomat to do an alter disposition downtime action. You could also hire a merchant to sell things without taking a downtime action.
Selling things normally take a downtime action?
I mean, if it's something you have to like track down a buyer for or whatever.
Yeah, like to track down a buyer for like the notes would probably be a downtime.
And there's other stuff. There's like rare trade goods I can see that you can try to buy and sell.
Anyway, you can hire a merchant to any sales that would require a downtime action. You can instead pay a merchant to do it for you. The rest of them are like +1s that you can pay extra money to. For instance, I might hire a flesh crafter to assist in Project Horse.
Yes, because that is a thing that is not on the hireling list, but is a thing that the book and we have established is semi-normal and mundane.
No, in specialists.
Is it there?
It says
craftsman.
Example craftsman.
It's under craftsman. You're right.
Flesh crafter. It specifically says these
Amazing.
people are around. These guys just
I was looking for it as its own specialist, but
it's like the Home Depot for fingers.
Yeah.
And they're just standing out front.
Organs and
day labor flesh crafting.
When it says learn a talent, is that essentially, hey, whatever your class is good at, learn that?
No, the talents
are
the
things that give you advantage on rolls. And there are different difficulties depending on the type of how broad versus niche your talent is.
Yeah.
And languages. You can also learn a language with that instead.
Got it.
If I get a dragon's skull, I can learn fire breath.
Ooh.
We just have to kill a dragon
maybe
first.
make a group loot handout because I wanted to steal some of the
now
money.
Now is the time for a group chart.
May I steal $40 out of the 200 void glass barrel and just get the weapon? The void glass blade?
Yep. We're going into a new dungeon. We would prefer our fast spear boy.
Never mind. I don't actually need it. I have all the money myself already. I will spend
Can
that.
I borrow this? Yes. I
I
appreciate it. I don't need to borrow it and will not borrow it, but it's good to know I can.
I just wanted to know I could take it.
Now I have a question.
We'll see if I hire a diplomat instead, because if I'm leaving town for a while, someone has to hand out my brochures.
That's true.
Yeah, you can hire. I was gonna take that bracelet to give to my fleshcraft laborer. I was just gonna give him a bejeweled bracelet and be like, I need someone to scrub buckets. Please wear this.
The exact same cost. That makes sense.
That's funny. I know after my puzzle box, the next thing I want to do is, especially if I'm the one with the gun, I need another hand. So can I?
Yes. Yes, you do.
I was thinking of getting a flesh crafted arm, but that has the spike graft on it. So because spike graft is basically like a D10 sword.
So it's 30. It's 30 for an arm. Looking at
And
it. So
then
yeah,
95 to spike graft.
it's a downtime action to undergo flesh graft surgery, from what I can see.
Right,
You want
but
me
too
to
late.
do it, or do you want me to, or do you want to go find a surgeon? But you only get one downtime action. So what are you
Yeah,
working on?
I was gonna work on finishing my puzzle box, but I'm
Okay.
saying like in the future, I'd want to
Yeah.
Yeah.
get an arm that is a graft,
Yeah.
spike
With a
graft.
spike on it,
Yeah.
like a blade hand coming out from your armpit.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
think that's fair. I think looking like we'll talk about I'm thinking for the future adventure we might have more frequent interludes depending on like how long it takes you guys to go through the dungeon. It might be like there's multiple floors in the mega dungeon, so it might be like every
Oh.
time you go down a floor, the next time you go back to town, it can be an interlude if you want it to be kind of thing. We'll figure that out in the future, but like I'm
Yeah.
considering there being more frequent interludes,
Mhm.
which will help.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We honestly spent like we did the last mission, and then we just spent forever in town, and then spent like 5 days on this one. Like
Carefully.
it was real.
It was actually, I think it was almost 2 weeks actually, because you spent like
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
it took longer
It
than
It
you
was
thought.
like at least 10 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But it was like I was staring at them from a tree for 10 days
So long.
straight.
Yep.
Is there any way to sell the extra spears I have? 3 now seems slightly excessive.
You can sell for half.
All right.
Yep.
I guess I should actually look at downtime actions then.
Yeah. Does anyone have something fun, or is it just
Jordan, you're good.
finishing
You were
finish
doing
my
your
puzzle.
puzzle box. That one's the
Yeah.
clear one, so let's finish that.
What do I
So
roll?
you require 3 successes total. You said you're at 2 out of 3 already.
Yeah, because I rolled a crit.
Yep. So each interlude, roll a d10, add a +1 to this roll when crafting at a site of great power. I don't think we've found one yet.
No.
You need a 5 or higher to finish the puzzle box. If you let me check if there's something you can do to. I don't think hirelings will be able to help with puzzle boxes.
Yes, they will.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
Which-
craft.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
How much is a hireling?
It is
25.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
Although-
crafting a puzzle box. Yeah.
Yeah, although it is cheaper to just pay the $20 if you fail the roll to get the +1 than to pay the
Oh,
25 to hire
you know
an
what?
assistant.
That's fair. I will do that instead. So if I fail, then I'll just.
If you fail, it's $20.
I did it.
Perfect. Okay,
Cool.
you finish your
Now
puzzle
I have
box.
the puzzle box.
Now you have a
Yeah, you
free
have
vortex of blinding fire every adventure.
So I think what this looks like is it literally looks like a Rubik's cube, but all of the sides are red. That's what it looks like. The puzzle box.
No, there's slightly different gradations of red
Different
if you
shades
look
of
really
red.
closely.
Yeah.
I think
Shades of
they're all
red.
I think it's on an unpainted metal Rubik's cube that just glows red hot. Like it's just scalding red.
Perfect.
Right, that's immediately going in the backpack to use during the adventure.
Excellent.
Yep.
Is the May I ask how much it costs to improve attributes? And alternatively, how much it would cost to build the psychic rats into an institution 1 level higher than
All right, I'm
Are
gonna
you
need
switching
to.
teams?
I'm gonna need some. Repeat both of
I'm
those in a
assisting.
row, please.
I'm assisting. I'm assisting on these rules. Improving attributes. $25.
That's so cheap.
So the way it works is it's a downtime action. It costs $25 to start whatever weird thing you're doing to improve your body. You roll 2d4. If it's higher than the attribute you're trying to improve, it goes up by 1.
Oh,
If you fail, it doubles the next time.
What page are you looking
So
at?
it
I'm
goes
having
to
trouble finding
it goes
it.
to 50. Page 28
that's
of
cool.
Electrum
Does it-
Archive issue 2.
Oh, it's right in the bottom. It doesn't even have its own table. I see. Right under
Does
learning
it happen
talent.
right away if you do it? You said it starts, so
Over the
hopefully
downtime
it happens
action.
right away. And if it fails,
Yeah.
you just
Yeah,
try
at
again
the end of the
next
downtime action, you do it.
Mhm.
If your roll is right, it only takes 1 downtime action.
That's really cool. So it's harder if it's better.
Yep.
The second question was, hey, if I built the rats into a higher level institution, what would that cost?
Building an
Institutions
institution.
are organizations or long-term enterprises such as a brewery, ink seeker guild, garrison, workshop, criminal gang. So I think
Rat
building the
pit.
rats into an organization would be
It's a criminal gang.
maybe a criminal gang, but it would probably be like teaching the mind psychic like mother rat about society. And you're basically
With you in charge.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're
Look, I did good by them last time. Let's
This is how society works. I'm in charge. You listen to me. Your hirelings listen to the little rats listen to you.
you're basically uplifting
Clearly.
them in a way. This is fine.
I mean, it didn't say that I could only be in the good books of one institution.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
In fact, it's just yeah, okay.
What we say the rats are at now? Are they at less than 1?
So
Or
I
at
would say
1?
they're at 1.
Okay, it's not bad.
People know of the rats. We want
People
the
know
rats
of
to
the
be a
rats.
household name. They want the rats to be a household name by the end of this.
I want rat pets in every home.
I want rats
So
doing your
you
taxes.
could have I was going to say you could have rats being a spy guild or something.
Ooh.
Gathering
Yes.
information. Here we go. Some of the text says, yeah, these might grant specific benefits if you do that. Investing in a library or spy network might grant the player a free gather information downtime action each interlude.
So if you get that's a good benefit for the rats.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good rat one. If you can get the rats up high enough, you get a free rat info dump.
Yeah.
Every time we take a break, the rats send a report.
I would say
They
that
feed it to
works.
your
I would say
consciousness.
I would say you get that immediately if you do this. I would say, however, the potency of the information you get will depend on how good the rats are.
Yeah. And more a matter of, hey, look, the thing that we got them to do this thing, they might be cheaper. Oh no, the endless rations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Teach them
also
how to farm. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
Also for the wizard to consider, gun practice. You can just go to the weapon range and get real good at gun.
What? Yeah. Was it gain a bonus to use a specific weapon type? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Gun.
Weapon type. Gun is a weapon type. Spear is a weapon.
No,
type.
I mean, what is the bonus?
What is the
like?
bonus?
Oh, okay.
Plus one.
There's
Oh, just plus one.
there's 2 different options. One is +1 damage and one is +1 speed. Depending on the roll, you get one of them, or both of them, and also a mark on weapon mastery. And if you ever get 3 marks on weapon mastery, then once between interludes, you auto crit instead of rolling for damage.
That's crazy. I don't have any more downtime though.
Nope,
Yeah,
you use
fair
yours.
Sorry, what is the actual cost of uplifting the rats?
Oh, the actual cost, because they are trivial right now. Let me double
40
check.
bucks.
Is either I think it's 40.
Advancement to trivial. Wait.
Yeah,
I don't know how advancement works.
Starting a trivial
Starting a
institution costs 20. Yeah, it's 40.
Yeah. $40.
All right.
And I'm assuming that's buying a plot of land that the rats live on or whatever. Like
Or
legally
they
the rats
train
live
on
here.
or something. Like,
Yeah. Or
Keeping them
just
supplied with endless rations.
You pay some
Obviously.
you pay farmers to go drop food on a specific vacant lot.
Or like, oh, the rats have to learn how to. The thing is, what you're trying to teach the dog rats basically is you're trying to teach them to understand. Well, they can touch minds. They don't really have to understand speech, but they have to understand more complex desires and thought patterns than just things like hunger and like things like that. And they can, to the point of like with effort, communicate with you that they want like certain things gone, but they aren't really capable of complex concepts, or at least not, capable is the wrong word, but they aren't familiar with complex concepts.
We're doing rat school.
Yeah, you're doing rat school. You're starting them with like, let's teach basic math. Let's expand into like geography. Here's what trade is.
I think that honestly, if the goal is to have them as a spy network, I think you're gonna spend the first month on counting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's the most important thing that the rats need to learn to start is counting if they're going to do spy and information gathering for you.
Yeah.
Because if you ask, how many guys are there, and they say, many, because they're a rat and they don't know how to count.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm
Rat
adding
school seems like an endeavor.
psychic rats. I'm taking 15 from the thing, and we are uplifting these rats.
Excellent.
All right.
Which
Now time.
puts them at significance what now? And do I need to roll
It puts
for
them at
setback, it looks like?
small. Every time you want to raise an institution to the next level, you describe how you do so, pay the advancement cost, and then roll. Investing additional ink equal to half the initial cost. So if you invest another 20, you will get a +1 bonus, and you can do this up to 3 times for a +3 bonus.
Oh yeah, you do have to roll.
You have to roll to see if it works. On a 5 or higher, it works. On a 1 to 4, you're still trying.
Wait, 5 or higher? That's weird.
On a
D10. 5 or higher.
I will
So if you
just give it a roll, and we'll see how it is.
I was
What
gonna
is
say,
the number associated with small?
2.
Yeah.
You're raising it. It was already level 1, I think, because you didn't kill any of them, and now it's level 2, or at least it will be level 2 if you succeed this roll.
Yeah, I don't need to quibble about money. It's just weird that the other one is now 4 and that cost 80.
It gets extremely expensive over time.
Okay, I will roll a d10 to see if rat school works.
Okay. Yep.
That's above a 5.
That's almost a crit. But a 9, the institution advances a level but suffers a setback. So anything short of a 10, well, a 5 to 9 is yes, but a setback. A 10 is yes, and a 1 to 4 is no. So it does advance to small, but it provides a setback. Until that is resolved, you cannot benefit them. I think.
I mean, I don't know what level of benefit, or sorry, what level of disposition towards me is right now first.
Let me double check.
This isn't disposition.
This is they have an issue either way.
Yeah, they have an issue for sure, but we'll still have to figure out disposition.
Yeah. So I think.
I mean, for $20, we can make this issue go away.
Can you for this too?
Investing additional ink equal to half the advancement will give
That's
a
true.
+1 bonus. And it does say investing additional specifically,
That's
and not.
fair.
So it could be after the roll.
I'm fine with that. I assumed it was before the roll, but I'm not picky about this.
I'm good with that. We'll minus 35 ink from the communal pool.
35?
Which
We
we
set up
are
a document
definitely
for that.
tracking.
We
set up a document for that, right?
40 then 20. There's a group loot roll now. Group loot handout that you guys
there
can
it
all
is.
edit.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think what you overcome is probably
Prejudice?
No, I think they start having like, let's call them. They start developing anxious thought about. They start developing existentialist questions, basically.
They start asking what their purpose is.
Yeah,
To
Father,
serve me.
Father, what is my purpose?
yeah. Like,
What if they
Father,
wait,
what
are
seed
we
of
going to
bathhouse?
die?
Is that for me?
Are we going to die? They go,
Probably
Mother, what
not.
is death?
Yeah, they
Oh,
start.
dear.
I think so. With his success, it works, but they aren't quite as obedient as you might hope. I guess the right way to put it. They're pretty unruly for some reason.
It's almost like they're a bunch of rats.
The
that
the
you taught
rations
math.
actually work less and less the better you school them.
Oh.
It still works, but like
No more
they're
getting
less
rid of my rations that
single-minded.
way.
Mhm. Now they
Uh,
want like good working conditions.
Yep.
A place to sleep.
Breaks.
Place to
Clean
sleep.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, if you're treating us like people, then treat us like
Time
people.
off.
all
They
right, we
want
need to
to
get them
work
into the
from
pits.
Yeah, but that's for later. Okay.
We'll get the psychic rat pet shop. Last question to you with rats. What is their disposition towards me?
Psychic rat pet shop.
Obviously.
Um,
That's how
Best
we
way to-
that's how we get the spy network. We get them in everyone's homes and then they beam
Exactly.
the information network
Yes.
back to you.
Back to the brood mother who beams it to you.
Oh yeah, in a nice
Exactly.
tabulated report.
Yeah.
just a sec while I try to find where disposition is even described.
We're trying. We're doing way
If
more
it
than
helps, I've
Here
got
it is.
the.
I found
There we go.
disposition. All right. I would say that you are liked by them now, which means you do gain
So-
access to a faction-specific benefit until once. Well, you did deal with this, so.
So it's liked 8, just like the other one. Will perform minor favors at a cost. Game action to a
Yes.
faction-specific benefit.
I do
And
not.
in this case,
Yes.
this faction-specific benefit is just straight up that downtime action.
A free gather information roll every downtime. And the effect of it will depend on how strong they are. And it will be from psychic rats, so you know.
Yeah.
psychic rat information network.
Yes. Right now they will tell
They know
you
where all the good food is stored.
Yeah, they'll tell you about the pantries right now very well.
We'll work on it. I'm sure it'll go all better next time because they aren't staying at a small faction. No.
No,
No.
they're going to be infesting the entire city before long.
The rats will run this town.
Under the bug people.
Oh, sorry.
There's a hierarchy: bug people, rats, and then us.
And filthy humans.
All right, Indigo. Is it time for
Do
you
your
to go?
horse.
Yes, I take my bracelet and I go find the grossest looking man in town to help me with my horse.
Perfect. Yeah, the man looks like he kind of looks like the goo guy that you met before, but he's not actually made of goo. He is still a person, and like, I guess I would call him the flesh crafted version of someone who wears like a full body tattoo kind of thing. Like he has done work and like work he is proud of and sees as artistic. Across his entire body. You'll have like a set of he has a set of eyeballs on his knuckles or something like that. He has like all sorts of weird.
And no eyes on his eyes.
He doesn't need it.
Face.
Yeah, he
He's
just
like
does
a
this, and that's how he
labyrinth.
sees. Yeah,
Just go.
But, like,
this is how I see.
all over his body with his like 4 extra arms underneath his 2 initial ones and things like that. Very strange looking, but like. Will happily talk about it and is proud of it, and each one has like meaning and like, yeah, sees it as
So we
it's
so
mundane.
we walk
now.
up. Yeah. So we walk up to my shack. in the field next to the abattoir. And before we go in, I want to cryptically brief him on what a horse is and
Make him sign
what
an
we're doing.
NDA.
Yeah, I think
NDA.
hooves get him. It takes him a bit to wrap his head around the concept of hooves, but he gets there eventually.
Yeah. And then I do flash the glaive and say, I will kill you if you sell my horse secrets.
I back up organs. That's fine.
I will be sure. Don't open this door too fast as I crack it and slip in around the door, because we don't have any big engineers. If you open the door all of the way, the warp gas falls.
He
Just
he doesn't like warp. He actually like is really bothered by warp gas because he's like doesn't want his temple to
Artistry.
be yeah.
He's
Don't
like,
pull
my
that.
body's a temple.
Don't lift that sheet then, dude.
Yeah.
There's so much more warp gas in the corner of this room.
Yeah, he looks at the bracelet and is like, okay, I'm already here, I guess. Okay.
Fish all over the bracelet, and he thinks, will this be me?
Yep.
Anyway,
But he'll help
time
you.
to roll for horse. Last time, I pull out all of my clay sculptures and sketches that I lovingly spent an entire month on last time.
Yep.
Designing the horse. We have some vats that we turn on and get bubbling, just for the ambiance, really.
Yeah.
And then we get down to work. So I have my scroll that I pull out, my flesh scroll.
He geeks out about it.
Yes. Speak not of the flesh scroll.
Okay.
I have to note that I have that. He's helping, so that's a +1.
Yep. The item's helping, which is also +1.
Is the item a +1 or advantage?
I'll double check.
I thought the...
Here we go. Where are you? Here we go. +1.
Oh, I don't have a talent. That's why I don't have advantage.
Yep.
I should probably have learned anything about Fleshcraft instead.
Eh.
I
What am I doing?
You're basically you're using YouTube and hiring someone, but still doing it yourself.
Off of a dream I had.
Yep.
I've never seen a horse. I dreamt this being into the world, and without any schooling, I will continue to dream it into being.
Excellent. All right.
Plus
+2.
1d10 +2.
That's
5.
a 5. Thank you for the +2. So, with a 5, you get 1 success on your crafting roll. For your crafting tracker.
We were one step horser.
Perfect.
Step horse.
All right.
That cost $25. I spent the bracelet. I already paid for horse supplies.
You did.
Mm-hmm. Now there's a little horse embryo with no legs and really just the long head and like a sack floating in a tube.
I think that's the thing the Flesh Crafter says. It's actually easier to craft the individual parts and put them together later, like a Lego. So that's
Much
Flesh crafting is weird.
Yeah,
isn't
he's
it?
like keep it in the vat.
Make life. We don't actually make life, do we? With this, we're really just making parts.
What? No, flesh isn't. He's like, no, flesh has nothing to do with life.
So later, when I want to breed this, I'm gonna need to
Cell cultures.
make another one. Cell cultures, clone.
Yeah,
clone it.
Way easier than breeding it.
But we're building it piecemeal.
Most
of this is leftover.
The reason you build it piecemeal is to make sure all the parts are right before you put them together.
Okay, so the second one we do in one go.
Yeah.
All right. And then we make them love each other. Do we have to get horse priests too?
No, just keep growing them. That's probably easier.
No, this is a matter of the flesh, not of love.
Just trying to do right by these horses that I'm bringing into the world. You know, 6-legged.
Are these things
Sharp
really
teeth.
intelligent?
I mean, smart enough to strip a psychic rat of all the flesh off its bones.
Okay. Intelligence is the tricky part about flesh crafting.
Yeah, animal intelligence. Animal level intelligence.
Okay. Well,
Not people level. They can't do math. That would be too much.
yeah.
They can't count.
The rats are for.
Okay. Anything else before we go to break?
That was downtime.
Excellent. Then we will be back in a few minutes with the next adventure, the Electrum Archive. Help me.
We're building a horse.
The
I
horse
don't
are
see why I'm having so much problems with our downtime.
I feel like I'm in a Spider-Man comic with how many animal-themed horrifying villainy. Is that a thing? The word villainy is happening.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm making my own animals. We have Felix making friends with everyone but the regular people. You're just finding monsters to be friends with.
They're
Yeah, then
not
I'm just trying to do
monsters.
magic.
And you're just
Yeah.
working on your puzzle box.
And we just got a wizard, and then just a regular wizard.
Yep.
Who
Our
may or may
wizard-
not slip warp gas into your bedroom at night.
Our wizard, whose mind is partly interwoven with like another dimension, is the most normal person here.
And
Yeah.
that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. I have an overlay.
Well, we had to carry stuff, and wagons were too cheap, so I had to find a way to make the most expensive wagon.
Obviously.
Hello everybody, and welcome to part 5 of the Electrum Archive, but the second half of
Part
it.
2.
Part 5, part 2. Yes, sure. So there is a thing we were going to do called the Chrome Leviathan was the name of this pre-made adventure, and then I read it in their break and realized it is not a pre-made adventure. It is a bunch of Legos to build what is probably a very good pre-made adventure, but not something I can put on right now. So I found us a different pre-made adventure we can do, and this one, as I'm skimming it right now, is a finished adventure like the ones we've already done. So here we go.
Wait, do we heal?
Yeah, you should be at full health.
Yes.
Okay. I was looking, I saw my health. I was like, wait a minute. Shouldn't that be full?
So this is this will be a point crawl dungeon. There's a neat graphic for the map, but the map is like a bunch of pictures. It's not actually meant to. There's no real map of this place, so keep that in mind. But it's not
We'll
complex
have
enough.
fun drawing zones randomly.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
It's relatively horror themed. As a heads up, it contains, I'm going to read this, loss of identity, violence against children, and an encounter that implies forced pregnancy. We can remove any of those if we wish to.
We should.
Let's remove
There's
that
a
one.
couple things that I'm not too comfortable with in that.
I'm really pro skipping that last one.
Okay.
Just
I don't know which
Well,
one it
one
is.
for sure.
On the
Did we
list, I would
age-
like to skip that
The
one.
trigger warning doesn't tell me where in this book that is. It just says
That
that's
would
in
be-
here. So when I see it, I will skip it.
It will
That's-
also be appreciated if the child is just aged up to adulthood for no
Yes.
good reason.
Their birthday
Yes.
was the day before they experienced violence. I'm joking. We'll make them older.
We'll make them shitty
Yes.
teenagers, and then they'll deserve it.
Then we can beat them. Child, no, but I will
Alright.
kick the hell out of a 13-year-old.
Out your days.
Okay.
Horror's fine, but like the rest of that list, I'm glad they put, or as long as we're talking
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
I'm super glad they put that at the top.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that is a good one to chuck at the top of your adventure.
Yep. So
I like how it goes. I like how the like levels just went like whoa.
Yeah,
It went fast.
it did.
It's
Yeah.
like, I can work with that. Oh, I'm not so sure. I know that's a.
Oh,
No.
Cannot.
Nope. It's I read that and I was like, oh, yeah. So I'm gonna double check what we know about Ilsar in this. Ilsar. There is an area of the world called the Spore Wilds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was ground zero for the
Fine.
bone spore outbreak. Um, the city of Ilsar still suffers under the effects of the outbreak, even though most of the rest of the world has taken care of it. Even almost a century later, entire wards of buildings stand abandoned, and instead of Uvri guards patrolling the streets, I think that's a house. Yeah, House Uvri. The guards here bear the insignia of the Order of Ilsar, which is a specific large faction. Despite being governed by the Order, House Uvri has been slowly gathering soldiers in the stronghold. Yeah, it's basically it's the main city of the Spore Wilds. It's very much not doing well, but doing better than it used to be. And the dungeon, far below one of the abandoned districts of Ilsar, is okay. The background's I'm pausing to read because there's definite spoilers that I shouldn't say out loud. This is background for the GM, not background for the players, as I've just learned out.
good thing I spaced out. while you were
Perfect.
describing stuff.
The question: is Ilsar in the Spore Wilds?
Oh yeah, it actually looked kind of cool. Reminds me of Moss Eisley with the picture of like the domes.
wretched
and
let me
hive,
specify.
villainy.
Let me specify. Will I die of bone spore related death in
Yeah.
Ilsar, or should we buy some
Membrane
masks?
Yeah, let's buy membrane masks. This sounds
I don't know,
like a
so
good
you
use
probably
of money.
should. At this point,
Uh,
I don't know.
Time to look at where membrane masks are.
They're $50 a pop, but I
Oh!
think we spend the rest of our ink on that if we're going to do this quest.
You know what? Yeah, I think. Where's the group ink?
We got 165. I do think we dump
150.
most of it.
150 of it.
Yeah, on masks. Just for funsies, let's all read together what bone spores do.
Yes, please.
It's a multi-stage infection. There you are, at the bottom. Stage 1. No longer regain HP.
Okay, that's bad.
And can't cast spells.
That's horrible. That's an
That's
and?
Yeah, and that's as soon
At
as you're
stage 1.
Yeah, that's as soon as you're infected. 2 days
Okay.
after being infected, you're incapacitated with a high fever. 4 days after infection, you go into a coma. Soon after, spore blooms shatter your bone and erupt through the flesh, killing the host.
Ooh, yeah.
The only known way to heal a victim of bone spores is through magic. A major potency magic spell.
Let me double check that.
That's the highest one.
Major?
No, that's the 90 it costs, and we don't have that.
Major is the second highest.
Yeah, okay. That's the minimum spell level to heal someone of
Cool.
bone dust.
Oh, here we go. I see a bullet point. The air is filled with bone spores that target people and have no effect on. Well, I'm gonna not spoiler that. Masks are required to safely proceed. Follow the bone spore rules if a character loses their mask.
Yeah. I mean, could the bug people provide us with masks if they're hiring us for this job?
Let me double check.
Were we hired for this job, or are we just
Especially
looting?
as we're
So
friends with
fictionally,
the
I actually
bug
do.
people.
Yes. So actually, that is one of the hooks, which is a lost Eric colony underneath the city. a colony underneath the city was lost some time ago, and they think they found a clue that, like, specifically where under the city it probably is. You have been asked to go get it, and this is in the book, and I am sorry, Marissa, you will receive a high-quality void glass weapon if you do it.
Did you just buy
Fine.
one?
Yes. Yes, I did.
If you want to refund it for full, you can. It's up to you.
No, because getting 2 is worth it, and the thing about void glass weapons is that they break really easily,
That's
and
fair.
so having a backup, good call. Besides, maybe
And-
at some point I can dual wield.
You can.
Yeah.
So
So
wielding
we
is in the game
spent all of our money on a membrane mask for
for
everyone.
each of us. Do they
Yeah.
not give us one?
Will they give us one, or can we get half off as they're willing to do us favors for cheaper, or at least do me favors?
Yeah, they're willing to sell them to you for half for this, I think, instead.
Nice.
All right,
So
so
over
75 more.
75.
So much better though.
You save 75, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a body slot.
I just put it in armor, which I don't.
I
Does
put it in
armor take a
chest.
body slot?
Chest,
'Cause it's
armor,
hands,
body, all the
chest.
same. Yeah, it's hands, body, backpack. Those are the 3 categories for on your person. You have
Yeah.
2 in your hands, 2 on your body, 6 on your back.
But does like a helmet or armor count as body slot?
Helmet does not count, but I think armor
Helmet
counts for
counts.
body.
Helmet
Not for a
and
body
armor.
slot.
Yeah, they're both
It does?
body.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's how they're it's
Yeah.
balanced.
You
Because
can
a fully plated out warrior is 1 slot body helmet, 1 slot body chest, 1 hand shield, 1 hand sword. That's like a fully kitted out
Oh, okay. I thought
warrior.
helmets didn't count, but
No, helmets
Yeah.
count.
Drat it. So none of us are wearing helmets because we're wearing membrane masks.
yeah.
perfect.
I need.
So, you are filled in on the job in advance. Everyone will be wearing masks, and the reason you can buy yours is, A, you're not technically part of the faction. But you can buy them for cheaper and will keep them when you're done. But they are bringing a large ink tech drill to drill down to with a team of like workers to drill down into the area, to enter the colony ruins, find out like if there are any survivors, what happened to anyone there, reclaim what you can for the colony, and ideally make it safe again. But they like, even while telling that to you, they don't really consider it on the table. It's just a hopeful thing.
And we have Wizard has a gun, right?
Yeah, it's
I have a
about
gun.
With the gun.
it's about a
Yeah,
3
and-
weeks journey, by the way, from where you are in Titansport.
That's enough to get a little baby colt to come out of your little thing.
I don't think you're gonna get downtime
Well,
while traveling, unfortunately.
No,
Yeah.
I mean like while we're gone, you might get a
Oh.
horse when you come back. As in
So what
downtime.
you're saying is
No, I need 3
rations
more.
better be included.
You need 3 more?
Yeah, it's a 5-tick. Spencer decided it was a 5-tick project to get a horse. And I've
That's
done
fair.
2 of them.
Yeah, so
I'm assuming the
do
next horse will be 3.
probably.
And
Do
then-
we
And the
do we
breeding
cart with
program is
them,
another
or-
5.
What's your question, Jordan?
do we go with the bug people?
So,
Like
this is something that you hear about here, and I think like a couple of them are coming with you and also going to join the project. But this is something that is bigger than as big as this, and as much as they have increased in influence here. This is something that like this entire princedom is like it's a project that involves people from within this princedom, but from different locations on it that have all come together to this town, the city.
We gotta get
Ilsar.
ourselves there.
You got to get yourself there.
Damn.
escort you, like literally they'll walk with you, a couple of them that are joining.
Yeah.
But they aren't going to provide travel services. They don't have really. This is like more of a call to action kind of thing.
Yeah,
So we still need
got
our
our
own
own.
wagon. Do we need our
Yeah.
own rations? And if
You will
so,
probably need your own rations too.
Throw 'em in the cart.
yep. The question is, how many rations do we need to buy? What is
I
the
bought 9.
translation?
As you
bought-
said, 2 weeks. Well, I've got 2
3
packs of
weeks.
3.
Here we go. Travel
3
and
weeks?
exploration.
Oh, okay.
I've got 2, so we've got 11 total there.
I have 1 on me, but that's like 1 ration is like 3 uses,
Here we
right?
go.
Yeah.
All travel times
you've
by
got
default
3.
assume characters are traveling on foot and take time to gather food along the way. So rations are extra food.
Ah,
Yes, we don't get rid of the rations. We don't need them.
You still roll to gather food.
Oh, all right. Keep the rations. We might need them.
Backup
then I think
rations
we've got
stay in
good
the
amounts of
cart.
rations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Backup rations stay in the cart.
Mhm.
Okay,
Question
I'll
though,
add some
this is
rations to the
relevant.
cart.
This is relevant. Can we stick Felix on learning bug language during the 3 weeks?
Yes.
There's a roll involved.
It'll have
But
yes
during-
with disadvantages is what I would say, because it's normally a month to roll to learn bug language. I'm going to ask that actually at the after you get there, because we're doing our first travel rolls.
Okay.
Yeah,
There are
I just
travel
think-
events.
we just need to know bug language to make full use of the bug brain.
It's a good idea.
I mean, I was this close to saying, "Hey, can you interpret it?" So we'll see.
All right. So, first things first. Can someone roll me a d6 as you travel?
I'll do it.
I vote someone else as my computer's having a hissy fit.
3.
Does anyone have a talent related to wilderness survival? Or are you willing to spend a toolkit related to wilderness survival to aid
I
you?
have navigation.
Oh,
Okay, can you roll a d8 instead of a d6?
yeah. Roll D8. Roll better than 3, hopefully.
Higher is better, I think. Higher is usually
Oh,
better.
well, that's
4.
one better.
Okay. After 4 days, roll me a d6. Out of your 21 days travel, 3 weeks to get
All right.
there.
Well, everyone else has rolled, so I'll roll the d6.
Yeah.
1. Sure, that'll be fine. That was good, right?
It's not bad actually. Bad. You have a mishap. So you're still in the Electrum Sea itself as you're traveling out of here. But I think something happens to slow your progress and increase the number of days it takes to get there by 1. This could be as simple as like an Electrum sandstorm or something like that. But I'm open to ideas. I'm going to double check if there's anything in the book about what weather phenomenon happened, but it said it could be anything from a broken down vehicle to difficult terrain, etc.
Can we have a little bit of tension between different factions of ear?
There's only like
And have
2 or
that
3
being slowing
ear
things down?
individually. No, so this entire thing is being
This
put
is a
together.
stalemate.
No, this entire thing that was being put together by one faction. So I would say
Okay.
that could happen, but it wouldn't be between people you are traveling with. It would be a different group of ear you come across that like harass you for a bit. They just slow you down. It's not a fight or anything, but that's a possibility.
Then that would be my vote, just because it seems most related.
Shoo him off with the gun. Shoo, shoo.
Perfect.
Recharge it under the stars.
All right. So your total travel time is increased to 22 days, and you
We've
are 4
done
days in.
4, I assume?
We've done 4.
Okay.
Let's keep going. So
Here to go. Roll a D8.
roll a d8.
As I pull out my telescope.
Yep. The next day, you have failed to gather food. Foraging or hunting is not enough to sustain the party, and each character must mark a use on a ration or become deprived.
Good thing
Oh
I
boy.
taxed the cart.
I think we just
Then
take a
remove one
ration.
of the straight rations from the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Per character. Just as a yep.
Yeah.
Well, each ration has
Each
3
ration has
uses,
3
right?
uses.
Oh, yeah,
so
okay.
you get rid of one ration.
And I
So just
bought
get rid of one whole
3
ration.
additional ration packs
Good.
Thank
for
you.
the cart.
Yeah. So
Okay. Indigo, roll a d8. We're gonna keep going until we're at 5 days so far out of 22.
oh my god.
7 days
Oh, good.
later.
Hey.
Perfect. That's what I was hoping would happen. You fail to gather food.
Eat another big ration.
Goodbye rations.
Time to break out another ration.
All right. Roll another d8. We'll see how this goes.
So we're at 12 of 22.
12 of a 22. All right.
Hey.
20 days
20.
in. You fail to
You're
gather
out
food.
Eat
All
the
right.
food.
Eat the
There are
last
other
pep cream.
things. There are random encounters. There's good things you could find, but apparently all your journey has been no food and bad weather, and yeah,
I'm gonna get dysentery.
the dice have said this is not going to be a good trip. Roll a d8 and hope it's if you get a 2 or higher.
Anything but a 1.
No, now that you said he's gonna.
No, you're good.
Hey,
Okay,
we did.
you're good.
Oh,
You
yeah.
arrived before any more journey. Okay, well that was harrowing. How many rations do you
We're
guys
out
still
of
have?
food. Well, we have our personal rations.
Yes,
in our backpack.
right.
Whatever we filled the cart with, we ate.
Yep,
Mm.
excellent.
Because we
But
failed
listen, the
3
cart's empty
ration
now.
checks.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We failed 3 ration checks. I packed 3 rations.
Yeah.
yep. So yeah, looking around, it's like arriving in Ilsar. It's pretty like tense. You
Gross.
can see it's gross. That's true. But there's lots of areas to various districts and entrances that are like still cordoned off or boarded up. Even from like a century ago, there's entire sections of the city that are just like no-go zones. The ear with you though lead you into an area that looks like it very much was one of those. Inside are a number of other ear who check in with them and speak to them in ear, wondering who you are. You're not the only humans here. There are other people they've hired, but still the majority of people here are ear. There's maybe like 24 ear here, alongside the. I don't think you can see it, but down below is you hear the churning and screeching of this large machine. You were told they have some kind of giant drill. They appear to be using it.
I carefully and ostentatiously stick a brochure in my pocket so that everyone can see.
Perfect. Felix, you were trying to learn ear in the meanwhile, and you have
Yes.
had the time to. Wait,
All
Marissa, were you
right.
going to? Oh, I thought Jordan was. Okay.
I would.
No,
I
Marissa's
would
Felix.
love
I'm Colin.
Oh.
I was about to. I was gonna
Oh.
mention that. I just saw on the Twitch.
Whoops. I didn't know that. Hold on. This is
So
the thing with being
yes,
missing.
I am going to learn ear. I don't know what I need to roll for it, but
Okay. So you're gonna have disadvantage because you normally can't at all without a downtime, but it's been 3 weeks. You can
More than
3 weeks in a day. You're right.
Sure.
Where are we?
that's the reason it was so hard to find rations. I was absolutely unwilling to stop learning to go look for food.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I must converse.
So here's how learning a language works. Firstly, learning the language fully is not on the table in 3 weeks. Learning a language requires you have a 1% chance of learning it successfully. Learning a language is you need 2 successes to learn a language. You roll, in this case, 2d10, keep the lowest. And on a 10, you get 2 successes. On a 5 to 9, you get 1 success.
Okay.
And that's
let's give it a shot.
pretty straightforward.
2d10. We're keeping the lowest. Did that go through at all? I'm going to press it again because my computer is having a lot of fun.
Did it?
2.
All
You
right,
did
so
not
that
make
I assume
progress.
is 0 successes.
Correct.
But we tried.
Yep. Free
Right.
language almost. Okay. So you are led inside to, as you were told about, the dig site. An abandoned building deep within one of these plague wards. There are laborers working to clear out some of the rock and dirt that have been like extracted. You can see everyone here is wearing a mask, and obviously you know to put on your mask probably before you even enter the city. Even though it's not the whole city is
yeah.
infected, it's
Oh, I
pretty
put it
cool.
on as soon as I saw the city on
Yeah.
the horizon.
Perfect.
We're on the
Mhm.
Yeah,
cart,
as
and
soon
I
as we left
see
the
it
city.
Soon,
4,000 miles
With your
away. I
telescope, yeah.
see, I see the city. It's like, all right, time to put the anti-bone spore mask on, because
Yeah.
what I am not doing is dying of bones exploding out of me.
Yep, that's a good
Yep.
idea. You also looking around. There are several like sorcerers and I guess mostly sorcerers using flame spirits to keep any growths at bay. Fungal blooms have already begun to spread upward from the hole in the ground that they've been digging. So they're watching it carefully and making sure it doesn't spread upwards and out. You there's the pit down below. The dig team has erected a scaffold and makeshift rope elevator to get down there and to go up and down. It is lit for the first 50 feet, but it goes down further, and you're told by them it's about 150 feet total deep. You will part of what you've been hired to is to go down there, find out what happened. They've heard the horror stories of it, and I think they said the drill has actually reached and like breached the wall, but they aren't really.
We're going down first.
You're going down first, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that gun polished? you spent the. I think part of our supply run was training the warlock on how to shoot the
Use a
rifle
gun.
for like shooting birds and stuff for rations as we go. But we're going down into a murder hole. Just check to make sure everyone has a weapon in hand.
Mhm.
I have
Yup.
gun. I have a sword. I'm good.
Or get a blade and a sling. I'm sure that'll work.
Yep.
I have my trusty glaive.
Okay.
So you could start with the sling, and then if they get any closer, you can stab them.
Yep. So you all carefully checking your stuff, descend down the pit.
Yeah, we have a torch.
Yeah.
Yup.
All right. So as you descend down, yeah, the torch is useful as you go down. You at about 50 feet, you probably light it up as you're partway down the rope elevator. But you start to feel nauseous as you descend. Like, not you're wearing your mask. It's definitely not a smell like or anything like that. Like your inner ear starts going crazy a bit. It feels like even though part of you knows like you're descending down a pit, so you know which way is up and down. Your inner ear is half feeling like, okay, no, things are getting twisty and turny as you go down the pit. Happens to all of you.
Can we use the climbing pit to extra secure us in this case? Or sorry, dungeoneering toolkit.
You can. You're not getting a direct risk, or even a needed roll. This is in this case is something you like feel as you descend. It's strange, but you still make it safely to the bottom of the.
Okay.
Do we still get the feeling when we stop descending?
Yeah. Like, are we dizzy?
Yeah, no, once you descend and plant your feet on the ground, your things seem a bit more like, not that you're not dizzy anymore, but that you're recovering. Like it stopped getting worse, and it will get better over the next few minutes.
Okay.
I'd say stick around here until we're very sure that it's gotten
Yeah.
better.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Yes. We're gonna look around the landing site
Yeah.
before.
The first thing you notice are the spore clouds hanging heavy over dusty, stagnant air.
I point. So you see that? We'll die if we breathe it in.
Yeah.
Can you
I
burn
take
those
out. I'm
away?
just kidding.
Can you burn
Um,
those away?
Are you going to
The
pay
answer
for
is
it?
not for free. Yeah.
You have one free cast per day.
Yes, and I'd rather use that when we're perhaps beset on all sides by cordyceps virus infested bug people.
I
Fair.
do think there's gonna be zombie bug people down here,
Yes.
just to level with everyone. There's
Oh, yeah.
definitely untold horrors in Chitin.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right,
I've
so
been
we don't
watching The
know any
Last of
way to
Us.
get
I
rid of
know
this.
exactly what it is.
Basically, if we have to
Mushroom
use the spell
zombies,
on the
all
way
the
for the
rage.
we'll fix this.
Okay. So you also need to see a few other things in the distance as you're watching without entering. You see, like, peering your eyes, you see the occasional flicker of some kind of like, probably like soft, yellow light, like almost amber colored, um, briefly, and then it stops. It's damp enough that, or not, it's dull enough and the light and brief enough that you think through all the clouds and everything you'd have to get closer to see anything clearly lit. But there are sources of light in certain pockets here.
Can we really see anything without our own source of light, or is it time to light a torch?
Indigo lit a torch.
We have a torch. Yes.
Oh, okay,
We
we
have
have
a
a torch
torch.
lit.
Yep.
Yes.
Um.
There's flickering light down a tunnel. I'm assuming we're just in the bottom of a pit right now, right?
You are, yeah.
Like, there's no notable things other than bone
Yeah.
spore clouds, which are horrifying and bark our doom, and a pit, and light down a tunnel, which is also not the best.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
What time of day did we descend?
Roll a d12. It was during the daytime, I think. So roll the number of daylight hours.
Aha!
All right, it's like 5 p.m., let's say.
Excellent. It's almost nighttime where my gun is
Yeah, it's
most
almost night.
effective.
Excellent.
Well, your gun works now, but the bullets charge faster at
They charge
night.
faster at night.
Yep. And
It'll still
as
do
you
1d12 moon damage.
yes.
So is it just a tunnel ahead, or are we in like a drop into a wide open space?
So that's what I was going to say. There's like you can see the tunnel itself is exactly where the drill that is up above and is and they've actually deactivated it as you came in to prepare for you to come in. It broke in through the wall into this large underground cavern. You can see, again, not very clearly, it's too dark, but you can see that this is probably, based on the lack of echoing, a larger chamber that you're in, but it's too dark to see anything clearly right now. The flickering that you see
So
could
we
either be
can't
very
even-
small or off in the distance. I mean, the torch, we've been in tunnels before. The torch will light like 20 to 40 feet ahead. Even in a large place, it won't light. You won't get
So we
too
aren't
much.
actually seeing the walls of the room we're in.
Not that correct.
Got
They
it.
are further away.
I think we,
Horrifying.
yeah, I think we just make
Horrifying.
our way toward the light.
Okay.
Towards the light?
Um,
I think we
I
should
don't
have
know.
hired
I've got enough Will of the Wisp stories. I vote we pick a direction. How are we going to be able to find the ladder again? Leave a torch behind?
it'll burn out eventually.
Mhm.
Yeah, it will.
Um, can
Can
we
we?
get like we draw a map?
You can
Well, the thing is, we're in
you
a
can,
big
you can
empty
draw a map
area.
as
We're
much as you
next
can
to
draw a
walls.
map. I guess that's the thing.
No, I mean like us as players. Can we have a map to
Oh,
draw?
yeah, you want a blank? Yes, sure.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a compass, correct? We could just say south. We're going south.
Yeah,
and
we do have
choose the
navigation
compass.
tools.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just say
Square. Draw a circle first.
I mean, we
Place
don't
where we
even know
start.
it's a circle or a square. I think it's just literally all we know is a dot and
Yeah,
this
but
is
I mean,
zone
just for
3.
like flow charting out the rooms.
well, yeah, I was
Like, for
gonna
our
I
map,
was gonna
we can make a
freehand it and just say like we're here. Like we can't see the other walls, right? So
But we can't even see the wall we're on. It may well be that yeah,
are we just
there
like in the
is no
middle of a
wall.
room?
No,
Yeah,
no, you
we're
can
just
you
in the-
can like there's a hole that you've entered into the wall. You're not in the middle of a room. You entered in from the side. You can see like the walls
Okay.
to your left and right, but you can't see
Okay.
like more than a few. Like you can't see into the room. You can't see where the
Okay,
walls
wall
end.
questions.
Yes.
Wall questions. Is it worked stone? Is it bricks? Is it packed earth? You said this was a bug house.
Yeah, this
so
is
I
a
would like-
natural cavern actually. So none of
So
the
this
above.
is okay, so none of the above. Natural cavern. All right.
Yep. Okay, so that's not okay. Can someone please roll me a d6?
Shh. Yes, maybe. Ha!
4 wins. Oh.
We would have had to
That's
consume rations
new.
again.
All right, can someone
Rations.
hold on. What does that even mean? I have so many questions. Just a sec.
I'll redraw this.
Thanks. Now it's just an X.
Here we go. Huh. Okay. So you hear. Oh yeah, here we go. Please, can whoever has the best spirit, please give me a spirit check.
I got one.
My spirit wants to.
4.
Marissa,
Ah!
Hates you.
Felix, I do
what
believe
talents
you are
do
the
you
most
have?
spirit.
Sorry, what
What
was your question,
What talents
Spencer?
do you have? I want to check if you have advantage.
If my dice roller will close. Ink tech, stealth, and traps.
Roll with advantage.
That makes me feel really comfortable.
I don't like what your talents are.
Hey.
That is good, right? Low is good.
Yeah.
Low
you
is
wanna roll
good.
under.
Excellent.
Definitely less than 4.
So,
If I could crit, I did.
yeah. So you actually find and notice there is someone nearby hiding from you. They are a. Let me double check what the book has to say about them before I check.
And then I see if I put rations out is the next.
So, yes, there's a nearby in the main cave, probably like crouched behind several like closely congregated stalagmites. You see a mushroom. A mushroom in the shape of a person is the way I would describe it. They are large, like they're as tall as you. This being, and it is crouched. They are hiding.
Felix
I
sees
point
them.
at the correct group of stalactites to the rest and say, "Isn't that an interesting group of stalactites?"
Stalagmites.
What? Stalagmites! No, yes. I'm
Stalactites
pretty
hang tight
sure.
to the ceiling. Stalagmites you might bump your toe on.
In every game, it's always we need to figure out the difference.
Yep.
I actually have my own trick and I absolutely know.
G
but
for
that's
stalagmites
still
for
not-
ground, C for stalactites for ceiling.
What?
What?
No, it's M for stalagmites on ground because they poke up like an M, and T for
Yes.
stalactites from the ceiling because it
Oh,
drops down like
Okay,
a
so
T.
we're at
No,
3.
stalactites hang tight to the
No,
ceiling.
stalactites versus stalagmites.
Stalactites hang tight to the ceiling.
Yes, that's still right. It's just a different trick.
I love that all of them are right.
It's just the letters. I never heard the
Yeah.
letter based.
Stalagmites, G for ground. Stalactites, C for ceiling. It's the
I can't
first.
spell,
It's the first letter
so
that's
it
different
doesn't-
between the two of them. That's the thing.
I mean, for me, it's tights and mites, which are the easy letters
Yeah.
to be obviously different.
Which we
so-
know from
Yeah.
Avatar Legends.
Really?
Titanmite,
Titanmite were his two siblings.
or his twin siblings. That one was an Earthbender, one wasn't.
Yep. Anyways, yeah. Group of
Yes, I
of spikes on the ground.
rock
very
on ground.
interesting spikes on the ground over there. We should all look at them from afar, and then I see if they do anything.
Yeah,
and basically
they do.
like
They start running away.
Shoot it.
There we go. We have an answer.
All right, you shoot it. Roll damage.
We hear a laser beam
I just rolled. 1d12,
1d12.
3.
All right. It lives and runs out of line of like the range of your torch. After a moment, you hear shuffling coming from a bit more to the, like significantly to the right, like 90 degrees over to the right. If the mushroom preacher was more like to the left of the entrance, this is coming from a different direction. You check. Yeah. Yes.
Do I? Oh, is this a new round?
I don't know if we were in rounds. Someone
Okay,
else is
I just-
approaching.
I'd say try and recharge your gun because approaching people down here is just not good.
All right.
Nope. Nope.
Perfect. So,
I'll get the sling out. Well, it's already out.
yes.
Yeah.
Let me double check something. Yes.
Underground, there is no such thing as friends first unless they are obviously animal.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Mushroom is not.
So these guys can see in the dark. All right, yeah. Shuffling towards you are a group of 6 ear that are clearly extremely overgrown with mushroom spores and growths and fungal infestation.
I yell at them to stop. Stop right where you are.
They do not stop. They keep shuffling
I would like-
towards you.
I do believe it's time to enter combat. I don't want to touch them.
Yeah, can we figure out where zones are?
Yep, you can.
My runaway strategy requires this.
Yep. So I will draw zones at the bottom of the map. Actually, let's switch to a new map because this can be your point crawl map entirely. I'll make
Okay.
a new map. So I'll label this one so I can switch back easily. This one will be fight zones. I'll get rid of
Oh,
the
the
grid.
dungeon didn't have a map?
The dungeon has a GM facing map,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't put that in Roll20 yet. But it doesn't have a map for PCs, and the GM facing map is not helpful. It's like a map of biomes, is what I would describe it as. It's not a
Oh.
room-to-room map. Some of these areas aren't really room-to-room. Like, it's large open area with several things in it. Think
Yeah.
this is less Dark Souls and more Elden Ring with area design. Only it's all dark. Zones.
Probably just put like a 4x4 grid up.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'll just do that. And you're going to start, I think we're all supposed to start basically one zone away. So, as a default for most zone combats, which I didn't know until now. So, I think in this case, I will actually make it 2x6.
If you can draw where the ladder up is, that might matter.
Yes.
Oh, my entire party went down. Might be time to run.
Exactly.
What you're known for, Felix.
Look, if I live another day,
Okay,
that's
I
a
have
more
these
useful
tokens
way
for
to
you
getting
guys.
you all
I'm
out.
assuming you know which one you are. Because I don't.
I'm
I think
green.
I'm pink.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can't do it.
Can
So
edit it?
I'll just make a new one. No,
Okay.
there we go.
I don't have tokens for you guys, so we're gonna have to make. Okay. Then I'll delete these. Yeah, you're both all starting in the bottom left. For the purposes of this, actually, I'm gonna move you actually to the center left. And because then there's empty wall to the left and right of you. That's the wrong color, but I will fix it now.
Why can't I find the circle tool? Isn't this
It's
obvious?
freehand.
It's
and then select freehand
ellipses.
first, and then ellipse. Ellipse. It's just below the hand icon.
So draw?
Yeah, the little
Oh,
like.
there we go. My double-clicking mouse is doing it. We're good.
Okay. Let me double check torches actually. More specifically, I'm gonna double check if it says how far away. There's like what it doesn't say. It's like one zone away, something like. I wish I first one. I have the page, but I won't.
Equipment rules.
See it?
Torches mark a use
That's all
when
it
the
says.
exploration
Illuminates
event is
nearby
scheduled.
objects. It doesn't say. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's one zone away.
I would say
Like, it can't be just our zone. We see
no. I
clearly
would
enough
say
to
you can
shoot
see
when
one. You can see adjacent zones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think I'll go. This feels like a lot of too many zones, so I'm gonna. I was gonna do one more, but
Look.
I think they're gonna be right here.
I'm highly mobile. As long as there is room, I would really like to see a zone, even if there is a zone
All right.
where
Well,
I
you're in
see
an
it, so it
enormous
turns out I
empty
just ran
cave.
into
The
a
zones
wall.
aren't really gonna stop. I think the one.
Okay.
Like that's the
If I need
weird
to,
thing
I'll
about zones
wander
here.
outside of the zones and into another zone, and you tell me if I run into a wall.
Yeah, basically. But there, the left one is like the pit.
So this is the tunnel?
That's the pit
Yeah, okay.
upwards. And then I think the stalagmites are here.
Okay.
And then
And so the other guy ran off somewhere here?
somewhere there, and then like these guys are showing up. Well, you couldn't see them yet.
But we could see them when they got.
You
to,
can
like,
see them when they get here, so that's when they arrive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just seem to. They don't respond to when you speak at them at all. They're not sure if they even understand anything. And they're just shuffling towards you. Roll speed. What do you? Depending on what you do.
I'm doing drugs.
That's a 5 then.
Well, I'm doing ink. I mean, my gun would be a 5 too, but I already
5.
rolled to see if it recharged.
I think I'm going to use the sling.
The slings has a
Nope.
9 speed, I think.
Yeah,
Yes,
sling is
it
9.
does when it clicks.
There we go. Oh.
Oh,
Roll 20's having
I
okay,
think you-
2. You succeed.
You succeed.
Uh, okay.
I have
So
found
did we
a
all succeed?
random free on roll 20 chef token.
Perfect.
that we
That's
have.
what you are?
that is
Chef.
me.
Excellent. Are you staying back there with the torch?
Or maybe I thought we were all back there, so
yeah. Oh, are we
We're
all
all-
right here?
Yeah, we're all by the pit.
You're all in the pit.
Oh, okay.
Or like just okay, then they're over here because this is this is
they'd be even closer then, wouldn't they?
No.
No.
Sure.
they would be like just
Fine.
entering, I think. I would say they're still here because they like this is clear
Then maybe
light.
would it be
So just to be clear, torchlight like you can see clearly in this zone, but you can still vaguely see things in this zone, and that's where you can see them.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have a
Okay.
penalty. You're gonna have issues hitting them right now before they've moved, or unless you move closer.
I rolled a 10. I'm not
You're
close.
going.
It's
You're
not my
not
turn.
going. Yeah.
I also rolled a 10,
Yeah.
which is
Well, I guess I'm
Marissa,
going then.
what do you do?
I don't.
Oh, torch is on the ground in the pit zone
Okay.
for light reference.
And it takes another action.
let's hope these guys don't have a lot of health.
I don't like the idea of moving here and here because that gives me nowhere to run later.
Zombies are known
Well,
for their
I guess
lack
I'll
of
just have
health.
to. Okay, I'll move one forward. I'll hit them with sling, and then I will return. So the sling is 1d4. Let's see how they take that. 2.
2 damage.
Yep.
Your sling hits one of these creatures and doesn't seem to affect it.
Armor. Great.
Or bug.
Bug and mushroomness.
Oh, yeah, that's like bug armor.
Yeah, it's bad.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I ignore the sling and pull out the void glass blade, which pierces all armor. Great. Hand to hand with spore beasts.
This is fine.
Yep.
And then they go.
And then they go.
Yep. Do they move as a unit?
They do. So they're all gonna.
Admittedly, they shouldn't be able to get to us and attack.
No, they all double move to the group of you.
Okay. Are they mechanically 6 entities,
There
or
are
are they
6
one
separate
entity?
entities.
Got it. Okay.
But I do think a vortex can hold more than one thing.
Yeah.
They can also be blind.
Yeah.
So,
Vortex of blinding
I mean-
fire. So which of you two
Yep.
want to go first?
do you want to get a hit in before I vortex of blinding fire?
I'd say vortex of blinding fire first, and then hit whoever's standing. Hopefully,
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to vortex of blinding fire.
You could deal
of
1d6
them?
to multiple targets as a moderate. You could spend the money and go for a major to deal 2d6 to each of them.
we don't know how much they have, but this doesn't bypass armor, does it?
Does not bypass armor.
No. I'm gonna go for a major and do 2d6 to multiple.
All right. So what does it look like?
I take a big huff, and
Spin
If-
your puzzle
if-
box.
no, I'm not using my puzzle box yet.
Why not? I'm
Because I need to
legit
pull it
trying to
out
figure out-
to do
Got it.
Mhm.
In
So
hand
this is-
instead of rifle.
This
Yeah,
is gun up
so-
on shoulder and hand out.
this is gun up on shoulder. I'm breathing in through my mask
Yep.
and going, you thought the darkness was your ally. Doing that with the Bane. And yeah, I'm gonna
You probably
do
are wearing a
2d6 to
special
all of
mask
them.
to still allow you to like.
Yeah, you should have like a tube that you just like
Yeah.
shoved up under it.
Yep.
Exactly. My pipe
And,
is
like,
sticking
take-
out of the like anti-bone
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh no! You just cut a hole in it. flashing back to people cutting a hole in medical masks for COVID to smoke cigarettes. You just cut a hole in it.
No.
Not mechanically. Not mechanically.
I
I
know.
think aesthetically, it's really funny to
Aesthetically,
just
okay.
cut a hole in your
So let's
anti-bone
roll.
spore.
All right. And the spell itself.
That's not bad. Okay, and then I have to multiply that by 5.
Yes, low
That's
was
35
good. That's below
drops.
average. That's 35 drops. That's correct. I thought that
And
was
I
the
have
damage. So I
69.
was like, that's not as much as you hoped. No.
So that's 6. So what did I say? 35 drops.
Yeah.
35 drops.
Okay. I have 69. So quick math.
34, yeah.
34. Thank you.
So can't do that again, or you'll take a damage if it's for that exact cost.
And then it is multiple targets is 2d6.
2d6 damage. I
Is
think
it
we'll
for
do
each or-
roll once and then apply to all of them, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. So
So 7 damage.
7 damage to all of them. You almost kill all of them, but none of them go down.
You
Oh, wait,
can walk away because somebody else is engaged without.
Right?
No,
Is
they
that
You-
how that works?
You make a agility check, or you provoke from all of them. I don't think you make 6 agility checks. I think you make 1, and it's all or nothing, but I'm double checking that.
Yeah, I feel like I can't tell if it's a me thing or not.
No, it's an everyone thing.
No, to not have to make agility checks.
No, that
that's
might
a
be a
you
you thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Disengaging. If a character wants to move into another zone while an enemy occupies the zone they're in, they must make a successful agility check.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
If an ally is also
If
in the
an
zone,
ally is also in the zone, the action is moved, or an action
No
is used to
agility
move.
check is
No
required.
agility. Yeah, so because we're here, you can move away.
Okay.
Both of you can move away because I'm going
the
to
last
be here.
person in the
till the
zone
end.
needs to. Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
never mind. You can just move.
Every man for himself. I move.
All right. Indigo.
Please
almost
bring
dead,
the
chaps.
torch.
They're almost dead. Deal with them.
Who wants seared mushroom?
Do I have anything to hit multiple people?
I thought you had cleave.
Is that-
Oh no, I'm thinking of Dungeon World.
I have rally, which does bonus damage. I do have basically cleave. I have cut through armor. I have. Oh, I can reroll speed. I forgot that. I should have done that.
Cleave is legitimately one of the maneuvers
one of the-
on
Yeah,
advanced
you just don't have it.
maneuvers.
I don't think.
Yeah, I just don't have crowd control.
Admittedly, we've never really needed 2 crowd
Also,
control
I
before
figured
now.
the wizard was the crowd control.
He did.
I mean, I almost
He
killed them all.
was.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
of 1 hit point to say it specifically. Wait,
So they,
no,
so they all have.
they
8
don't all
health.
have 1 hit point. I'm wrong. They all armor means they have
armor.
slightly more than 1 hit point, but you're still probably fine.
Yeah. Anyway, I swing my glaive down on the first one.
Kill it. All right, you kill it.
Even if you rolled like a 1?
No, I saw the damage and then I said it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I rolled 5 damage.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, you
Then
absolutely
I,
kill it.
move 1 square away just for funsies.
Perfect. Everybody roll speed depending on what you're doing.
Wait, I gotta see
Alright.
if my gun recharges. Is it nighttime yet or no?
Not yet.
No.
Hasn't been an hour yet.
No.
My gun recharges. I'm using my gun, which is the same.
Excellent.
And I'll roll
Zah!
Nice.
for the
You're-
blade.
Okay.
Hey!
All right. Who's next?
I'll
Uh,
kill him.
I'll go
Okay.
because I'm in the same zone.
I shouldn't have moved.
You can move back in, and then Marissa can move out if she wants to for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
You're in
so
the same
Indigo-
zone.
I mean,
You
I
go
can
first.
always move out and free though, and you'd actually be meat shielding and in danger with the zombies if you move.
I have
in
armor.
again. Up to you. I can always move
You're in
out
the zone.
free. That's not an
Yeah.
issue.
You're in the zone first, though. So
Okay, then Marissa first.
Okay. We will roll the void glass blade and excitedly.
We heard a
use it for the
glass
first time.
ringing.
Yeah, it like has a vibration sound to it.
we just
Sounds like a
hear as you
lightsaber.
draw it out of the
Yeah.
cavern in the
It's
dark.
like it's
I mean,
the dark
I was
saber
holding
noises.
I was holding a sling in one hand, a void glass blade in the other, so I'm just like, all right, we're up close, hack down, and
You
deal
kill
5
it.
armor piercing damage.
Yep.
There we go. And then I run this way and decide that I don't want to be near them in an attack range, so I go one further, even though I am fully in the dark.
And you have a talent that lets you do that without needing to
Yeah.
take a disengage action? Okay.
When moving during combat, 2 zones are 1. I can move freely, range attacks targeting me at disadvantage. No longer trigger free attack when disengaging.
Perfect. Okay. Indigo.
Yeah, I move back.
And then you hit one, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll to hit it. You kill one.
5 damage.
Excellent. So, the remaining 3 will all grab you and try to bite and tear at you. Actually, I'm wrong. They're holding weapons. My mistake. These are zombies with weapons.
They're learning.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm happier with weapons than being bit by a zombie.
That's
with
fair.
a spore
Yeah.
infection.
So, stumbling and jerky, they all kind of like, they were stumbling before, and then they all kind of rush, weapons raised, swing. They look really weird in how they act and how they move. But you can still potentially be hit by them, as one of them is going to deal 1d6 damage to you, which doesn't do anything. Another one of them
0.
is going to deal 1d6 damage to you, which doesn't
0.
do anything.
Does nothing.
And the third one is not going to deal damage to you. The third one very specifically tries to grab for your mask and rip it off.
What's
shoot that
wrong with
one?
these zombies?
What, Jordan? You were saying something?
Can I shoot that one on my turn? Like, how does it work? How does it get the mask?
It intentionally tries to grab. They still have hands, so they're trying to like grab it and rip it off. They don't. So the way this works is Indigo. You can resist this by succeeding on a body or agility check, or choice which, to get it off of you.
There's no such thing as help rolls.
We're also not close enough to help.
I am never getting closer to these things.
That's why I did it now, to
Warn us.
All right, Indigo.
Hold your breath.
Yep, the mask gets ripped off. You hold your breath. It like throws it to the side. It's still in the zone. It's still in this zone. But that's what it does on its turn.
I hold my breath.
Yep. We're gonna deal with that later.
Shoot it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Would it be an action to pick up the mask and then action to put it on, or if we can get the mask, can we give it to him and have him put it on back on within an action?
Let me double check before I answer that. But while that's going on, you can shoot at Jordan.
Yes, I'm going to, because I believe, where is it? Long range means adjacent
Where?
or further.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna step and then shoot.
Perfect.
Abandoning him.
Yeah, you see what they're doing. You're like, nope,
Ah.
nope, nope, nope.
I shoot the one that took the
You
mask.
incinerate it.
Doesn't it auto recharge on a 12?
No, let me see. I don't know. It doesn't say it does, but two-handed recharge 3 during the day, 6 at night. Unless there's like something else in there, I don't know.
What's crit?
I think crits just ignore armor usually.
Yeah, ignores armor. So you paste it. It's goo.
Excellent.
You're doing great, buddy.
Yep. Let me double check something. Here we go. Cool. We'll make a check to see if you got infected at the end of the hour, or at the end of the fight. Getting the mask
So
sooner
even
will
holding-
be good. Getting the mask sooner and holding your breath will be helpful.
Okay.
Let's roll speed.
Wait, isn't there only 2 more zombies? Because I shot one.
You did. I just haven't.
Yes.
updated
Yeah,
it
there
yet.
should be.
Wait, I got
If
at
I
the top of
haven't
the round.
decided what I'm doing, I'm gonna roll with a 5 because I might just get the
Yeah.
mask for you if I can.
Let's see. Recharge. I gotta see if it says at the start of the round. I'd see if it recharges. It doesn't, so I'm going to roll speed 5. Fuck.
You didn't want
I mean,
to go
that's
first.
good, isn't it?
Depends, I guess.
No, I didn't want to go first.
You're the only one who's going first. It looks like. Yeah.
Dang
No,
it.
I'm going first, aren't I?
Did you? Oh, you got a
Yeah,
4.
I
You're
am.
right. You got a 4. Yep.
Oh, you go first. You go first.
Can I duck back in here and hand Indigo the mask to put it on right away again?
Yeah, because you can double move. Then
Yeah.
yes, you can do that.
So the straight up action then is
That's
getting
the
and
action.
bringing over
That is the
mask.
action. Yes.
Fourth bed have masks. Please don't ditch me. Here go.
Yeah. Wizard.
I assume it's an action to get something out of my backpack.
Yes, I think it is.
So I couldn't get out my puzzle box and use it.
You could get it out, but you couldn't use it at the same turn. No.
Retrieving an item from backpack slot during combat requires an action. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Move one closer.
Okay, I'll move one closer, and then I'll go. I'll go to shoot, but the gun doesn't go off. I go, oh, blast! That's it.
Perfect.
I provide emotional support.
2 bugs.
2 bugs are going to. I think in this case, seeing what happens, they're going to both attack. Now the cameras are corrected on the overlay. Felix. These are split damage, by the way, so it'll say 2d6, but it's not actually adding together. It's a 3 and a 1.
Okay. So one of those does nothing, and I forget how armor works. So what is the other one?
What armor
Is
do
it
you
armor
have?
just 1 less?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then 2 damage, I guess. Because I can't wear a helmet and a mask.
Okay. But that's all they do. They're just attacking you.
Alright.
Yeah, I put my
Indigo.
mask on.
That's fine. It does not because
take a
Felix helped. You don't need to as an action. You just have it on now.
Oh, cool. Then I smash one.
Perfect. Nice. It dies too. Every turn, one of these dies thanks to you.
Speed roll.
I think we've all
Recharge
gone.
roll.
Speed
Nope.
roll.
Speed roll.
Alright, I'm doing the attacky speed
Ooh,
roll. But
everybody.
I'm still going last.
Everybody fails the speed roll.
No.
Wait,
Except for the guy who
Uh,
can't do anything.
The mage didn't.
Oh, your recharge
didn't.
was a 9. I see. Yeah.
My recharge was a 9, and then my speed roll.
All right, Jordan, what do you do?
Colin feels this strange energy within him, and he goes, "Whoa!" Run in and try and punch the zombie.
you have
Excellent.
I thought you had a sword.
I do, but it's in my bag. I can't get it. I'm gonna kick the zombie once unarmed again.
Isn't it like a D2?
It's 1d4.
1d4.
The big difference
That's
is
D4.
it doesn't get through armor on a crit. But it still could kill it.
You kill it. Yeah. So what part of it do you hit that just knocks it over and stops moving? Just like, is there a weird like fungal crunch when you hit its head and it just comes
I
off?
think you just kick it in the chest and your foot keeps going.
Oh, actually, yes, because your foot goes through it, and it feels hollow on the inside.
Yeah, like because I moved into the space, I did a running jump kick. Just went through it.
Yep.
I go, ugh, disgusting.
All right. What's my horrible roll?
I mean,
So
it was at the
You're
end of one
good.
zone. We got it back to him
you're
as
gonna have
immediately as we could.
advantage. Yep, you're gonna have advantage on this. But you're gonna need to roll. Here we go. When a character is exposed to the spores, which you were as briefly as it was, you must make a body check with disadvantage. In this case, it will be with advantage. So keep in mind, it's going much better
Normally
for
worse.
you. Yeah.
But your body is like 3.
Yeah.
A failed check means you become infected, and a new check happens every hour. The only known way to heal a victim of bone spores is through magic.
You
Well,
did
I
it.
succeeded
Good.
Okay.
ever so slightly.
Yeah, because you were because Felix saved your life just now.
Saved my life. I would have died.
Hmm.
In the
Imagine
future,
that was with disadvantage.
Do we have any ways to tie these masks on even more securely?
that's the danger. That's like the
I
danger of
actually can't think of one. If you can, you're welcome to propose it. But everything goes
Okay.
quiet for a bit as you finish off the last fungal.
I have a
Creature.
horrifying idea. So, what are these masks made of? Like,
Let me double check.
Wait. I rip one of their heads off and tie it to my belt.
yes.
Excellent, but also very dangerous if you bring it up with you. That's
I
great.
know.
It's very
Do it down
infectious if
here?
anyone breathes in the spores. But down here, the spores are everywhere anyways. Just,
Mhm.
keep in mind,
So, you know.
it and maybe you will be set on fire by the fire people up above if they see you bringing it up.
After I defeat a creature in combat, and I killed a lot of
You
these
did.
guys.
You did. No, you
Yup.
get it. So, is there anything you need to know about that with your move? Is it an ability or is it just bonus damage against it? I think.
This thing
I
is-
spend grit to use it. So with the head, it's in my backpack. I carry it. I can spend grit for 2 things: to get 1d6 additional damage, or to gain advantage on a check against the creature's abilities.
So yes,
Now,
if it makes you rip
if
off
I
a mask, that is one of its abilities.
Yeah.
You will get advantage against it if you spend grit.
Yes. If I take this weird infected skull home and dance around it for a while, I too can infect people with spores. Because you can gain monster powers from trophies as a downtime action.
As a downtime.
Oh
right,
my
in the second
God.
book.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
as a
sure
downtime
that'll be
action,
fine.
I can acquire zombie fungus powers.
As a
I'm
reminder,
sure everyone in
these spores caused a minor apocalypse 100 years ago.
Yeah.
You
But I could
will
do
be
it.
You
murdered.
could.
But I could do it. Me and my horse.
You and your
could
mushroom
You and your
horse.
horse.
End the world.
You could be,
Oh
in
my
fact,
God, you become the
a horseman of the apocalypse. Yeah.
Yes, that's my
Pestilence.
final form of Far Side Apocalypse.
Far Side Apocalypse. I totally forgot what I was. Oh, okay. So you have advantage if you spend grit because of your trophy, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Also, if we encounter a bigger, which I'm assuming there's going to be more zombie bugs,
Yeah.
it does mean that I could smash them better.
So my horrific idea was using a charge of the healing toolkit to get a needle and thread and sew them onto our faces so they can't rip them off as easily.
Oh dear. How about hair? Hair is hard to rip off. Can we attach it to
Is it?
our hair?
You've never ripped someone's hair out?
No, actually.
I'm just saying it can be done. I've had my hair
Hmm.
cut on things before. It
Yeah,
rips
I
Fair
feel
things
enough,
out.
but you use a good enough big chunk. Now, here's the question: did any of us actually have long hair?
No.
No.
Convenient descriptions.
No.
A couple sessions in.
I pull out my needle and thread and go, oh? Would
Sew
that
it to
give
your face?
sew it to your face for the time being?
I just
No,
don't think
I'm
that's a
gonna
good idea.
rely on range. Range
I
it
think,
is.
to be fair, I believe the hair and the face sewing are the same level of effective.
Yes, that's actually fair.
I am not sewing the
Yeah.
mask onto my face. You are welcome to.
That sounds like a downtime action to
I was gonna
regain the
say,
face slot to get the helmet.
I don't think you can. I think the masks are as protective as they can feasibly be right now.
So, if we lived in this town, we would be flesh grafting on membrane masks.
Probably.
All
Yeah,
I'm
if we
saying is
lived here, that would be a thing.
if I could use a charge of the healing toolkit to in the future have advantage if they try to pull off my face mask.
No, the only safety, I do have one safety plan, and that is the blood diamond.
Mm.
That's fair.
We will use the blood spirit to purge our blood of spores.
Ooh, that's a good
That
one.
is because it
Yeah.
requires a spell. It'll destroy the spirit.
I should be
because
clear.
it overcharges.
Because you said that was major, also, right?
That's good because it requires a spell of major potency.
I thought it was moderate, but
No, it was major.
Let me
okay.
double check.
The second highest.
It's worked void glass, I believe. Spirit prism, worked void glass, moderate.
Yeah.
You can. There is no void glass that spirit prism that can do mythic, so it's the best void glass is just for major potency. So
Well,
Right.
so
It-
minor, moderate, major, and
minor,
then
moderate,
mythic.
major,
So
mythic.
you're saying it's major?
Major to clear it, but the spirit prism is only
Yeah.
moderate. So
Got it. Okay.
It will probably like spirits can do weirder things, so it won't be able to heal you, but it might be able to like delay the infection because right now you're dead in about a week after you get infected. So you could probably delay that significantly from the spirit by like turn it from a week into a month or something.
So what we need to know when we go up is there any way to heal us in this town?
No.
I'm the way we
I was gonna say
us.
find a warlock with who knows the appropriate spell.
Give me money. That's how you heal.
Yeah. That's
So from now on, I'm wielding the void glass blade and a torch so I can see where I'm running to,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and away from.
as I never end my turn in the same stasis, though.
Nope.
Anyone else?
Yep.
No one is friends anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to be as physically far away as possible until they shamble up to me, and then I have to
Yeah.
switch.
Mm-hmm. So, you are with much more caution. It sounds like than before.
Yes.
Had so much caution.
There was so,
So
much
much
caution.
caution.
Exploring the area. Okay.
Okay, so now we've got 2 torches out because
But can
I
you imagine how
refuse-
bad this would be if we didn't have the masks? It would be hourly checks or die.
Yep.
I think we would just die. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't like the. But why do people live here? Didn't you say this was 100 years ago? Who still lives here?
They lived here before all of the things. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Why didn't they move?
They died apparently and turned into zombies. Okay.
Don't
Cool.
like that.
That's actually so. Shortly, like after a minute or two of searching around, you see the. Actually, Marissa, can you make another spirit check?
Okay.
With advantage?
With advantage.
Roll your gun.
Nice.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Then I think
I'm gonna roll my gun.
Yeah. Well, if it's every round, your gun's probably just recharged, because it's every
Okay,
round.
so
right?
like after combat,
After
it
combat, I
recharge-
think
yeah,
you
it's
just
every
recharge.
round.
Then yeah.
Okay.
You can see the mushroom person that you saw before, is hiding nearby again. This time not. This time you see them hiding behind what looks like. You come across like the corner of what looks like a larger building. That might be some like ear sculpture or building in this cave. The first one you're seeing. You can spot hiding behind it is the same mushroom person that is wounded and was shot. But you hear a voice in your head at the same time. And it says, "You destroyed them. Are you their enemies?"
We have a friendly mushroom person over there. I'd like to talk with you. Can you come to the edge of light and no closer? Please, mushroom person. We are the enemies of the spore people, but also spores and mushrooms are really closely related, and I just continue talking until I see him poop.
Yeah, no, the two of us behind you, I have my glaive up and a bloody, drippy ant skull hanging off my belt.
Yep,
It's alright.
Yeah,
I move.
Not
Fortune would
threatening.
have
Yeah.
void glass blade at the ready.
Marissa, make a
I put
mask.
everyone else in front of me.
Make a masks check, Marissa, with advantage.
All right. I'm just an all-rounder. There we go. But apparently it doesn't matter this
All right,
time.
it runs off into the darkness away from you again.
Shoot it.
Shoot it! I shoot
Yeah.
it!
You shoot it? Okay.
Yeah.
Another
It's
ripping
It's
wound.
dead. You kill it.
I crit it.
Just right in the back of the head, a solid charred moonbeam.
It falls.
I
And
mean,
there
that
is
wasn't
silence.
moving towards us, so that seems like a good call. There we go.
Alright,
Royal
I
feelings
loot the
here.
body.
Take his head.
I love it. I had 5 in math.
Yep. It
He's
ran
like,
away
no.
and you immediately shot it. Twice.
Yep.
All right. Well, hold on. There's a.
Yeah, what do you
Can
have
we
on
just
him?
kill a major NPC?
He can't be that
Uh.
major if he only took 2 bullets from a super science gun.
Hold on. I did do a lot of damage.
Here we go. So this is the name of
That's
one of
strong.
the tables in the game in the thing.
I loot the body.
So
I would like to enact.
roll me a d20, please.
Somebody else. My dice are.
I think Jordan, you said you loot the body.
no,
or
I
Indigo? Whoever
don't.
said
No,
it.
Indigo
Whoever
said.
said it.
I'm looting.
A splintered void glass dagger.
Broken?
Splintered, I would say. They normally have 3 uses. I would say this one has 1 use left, but it is still a void glass dagger.
That's so funny.
That skips through armor, but it's 1d4.
Yep.
I assume.
Yes, still a dagger.
Sick.
Yeah, it's got the speed of dagger.
What is dagger
That's
speed?
worth it, even just to repair. Though I have no idea how
Ooh.
much it costs.
Dagger speed is 8.
Looking over the body, this mushroom person was not an infected ear. This was a myconid, basically a person entirely made of mushrooms.
The human. We murdered
And
them.
Just,
We-
I mean,
we
it's not the
killed
first
person.
human you've murdered in the last month, so you know. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just saying it's a different type of creature than the ones that attacked you.
wait, so you're saying I should have fed it rations? Talking loudly and slowly was the problem. They needed the rations.
They needed food.
I think what's been implied is I should also cut this head off.
Yes, this is a separate creature.
You're
Yup.
technically not wrong.
And you could spend grit to gain advantage to learn more about them because you have a severed head.
Yeah. Anyway, should we do XP?
Yeah, I think now's a good time to do XP. So this is going well.
Yup.
So, did you find any treasure? So
Yes.
last
Yep.
we all the vault stuff last time we counted as the previous session.
Last
Right.
time.
Right.
We did
But
the
you
stuff
got a
in the
void
study
glass
we didn't
dagger.
do. Yeah.
The stuff in the study, you got some stuff from that. You also got your reward. I think altogether you, let's see, you got 180 from your reward, which I don't know if I'd call that finding
got-
treasure.
Though again, the void glass dagger, that's pretty good. It's not a trove, but that's a hefty chunk of cash. Even if it is splintered.
How much
You
is a
found the
void glass?
documents. You found the
Let's call it a D6 over
You found-
100. Less.
I would
than...
say it's a D8 I think, with between everything combined. You got a puzzle box, you got a free puzzle
Yeah.
box components, you got a spirit prism. I would say combined
that's a
with
lot.
it's let's go with D8.
Okay.
Did you complete a goal?
No.
Because again, we counted last sessions. I would say not
Yeah,
yet.
We learn anything.
Anything useful with
Yes.
the world? You
Yes.
learned how evil
These
the
things
zombies
will
are.
attack your mass.
We also learned about bone spores and how we hate them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a D4.
Did you establish a meaningful relationship with the faction or NPC? Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Did
So D8, D4, D6.
Yep.
All right. I'll grab the D6.
Whichever one. Yeah, I'll take the D4. Just so we have a floor.
3.
All right. So
Indigo D8.
Indigo, you had to save us.
5.
5.
That's good.
And then who gets MVP?
Yeah.
Hmm.
We did a huge fireball, which is the only way we were easily able to take them out.
Right. I am 1 XP away from leveling up.
On the other hand, Marissa just saved Indigo's life and did the rat thing.
That's fair. That is also a fair point. I'm willing to give it to Felix for the extra point.
I will also be happy with that because I'm also 1 XP from leveling up. So I'll
Perfect.
give it.
Good. We'll give
Alright,
Felix
take
the
it.
level.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
If I killed them all, then I would have got it. But no, I didn't
Yeah.
kill them all.
The fact you didn't kill any of them, actually,
Is the problem.
is a problem that we will be speaking about in the review of this mission,
Performance
like our
review.
debrief. Next time you cast a giant
Yeah.
fire murder spell, let's murder them all and not make me clean up.
Mm-hmm. It's fair.
All right. I think we're good then. So
Yeah.
All right.
we're ending a bit early this time, but next time we'll be back with more of the Electrum Archive, the Tesseract
And this horrifying
fragment.
Dungeon.
Yes.
This horrifying. This is already
Tesseract
more
fragment.
horrifying.
That is what it's called,
Like,
the Tesseract fragment.
we haven't even got to any of the stuff there was warnings about in this
We
adventure.
got down the ladder. We didn't even
Yeah.
move
Yeah,
forward.
and this,
You're
this
already-
dungeon,
Yeah.
this dungeon already way more horrifying than the Arm dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah. The funny thing is that it's more horrifying. It's not more dangerous with the levels of we had multiple characters go down from damage in that one.
So this one
But-
does say it's meant for mid-level PCs, which you guys are reaching now.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're
Alright.
a little under that.
A little under it. It's also meant for 4 of you. It's fine. You'll be fine.
We also have a D12 laser rifle.
You also have a
that does
laser rifle and
skew-
void glass
that
weapons
does-
already.
that
That's fair.
does skew things in our favor drastically. That D12 eviscerate roll does
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll be back hopefully next week with
I think so.
seeing
Probably.
what happens.
Yep.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.